Hello, everybody. We are back. I keep forgetting I repositioned my camera, so I'm like, hello. I gotta readjust my chair. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Paragon campaign. So, Andrew, before we get into tonight's episode, do we have any announcements?
I haven't done a plug-in of our merch store in a while, so just a reminder, check out our merch store at D-Fourtress.com. You can get some D-Fourtress merchandise. I'm wearing a D-Fourtress logo and name shirt right now. But you can also check out some of Erica's awesome artwork from like the more official artwork that you can see in the bottom corner of the stream. It's on that side. Or also, some fun cartoon stuff, and then we'll be adding some more things in the future as well. So just make sure to check that out, and then check out our Patreon as well.
All right. And also, you'll notice no Erica, at least not right now. She is currently on the road. However, if she gets back in time, she will hop on later. But we'll cross that bridge if we get there. But if that's everything, let's just jump right into it. So let's go ahead, roll the intro. All right. Last we left off, the Paragon dealt with the ramifications of their actions here in Ashwindale. And then they took 2 weeks of downtime to recuperate and recover and complete various tasks that they had set out to do, culminating in Artavon forging himself a new set of armor. These, upon finishing that, the Paragon has seemingly concluded their business here in Ashwindale and discussed hitting the road again and seeing what lay before them. Wayne had discussed that he expressed some desire to return home and catch up with his family at the cave, as he calls it. But they also discussed taking the long way round along the western side of Alabast to take the scenic route, so to speak, and see what jobs and adventures they can get caught up in along the way, as well as stopping by Driftin on the way as well. A bunch of other little things were completed, such as Amelia discussing with the voice that had appeared in her head for a little bit to gain some information there, as well as Wayne had discovered how to use the sending spell and use it to communicate with his uncle, Darv, who reported to him that the Refounders cult that was working with the Mind Flayer Xylith seemed to be lying about their numbers. That they are not numbered in the thousands, but in the dozens, almost as if it's some kind of scam, as Darv had put it. And near the end of the episode, Artavan and Amelia took a walk together to reconcile their complex emotions coming from the event that was the death of Belton Freehollow. As well as Artavan discovering that certain aspects of his magic had left him. The magic that was fueled by his vengeance had since vanished. But he seems to be at a relative peace. And so, upon concluding the walk, Amelia and Artavan, you return to see the rest of the Paragon packed and ready to go, ready to finally leave the inn known as the Roosted Wyvern. It is relatively early in the day, probably about 9-10 o'clock in the morning, as you stand here in the shadow of Blackbrim Mountain, or Mount Blackbrim. What do? The time is now yours.
I am just... Vivi is, for some reason, he keeps staring at Artavan. And yeah, anytime Artavan that you do look around, it's like that thing where you catch someone's eye and then they like look away, like shyfully. You know, he's not trying to... He's not just staring outright, but he like... Vivi is seeing something new happening with Artavan. And finally, at one point, I think he'll get brave enough. And you look over Artavan, and now Vivi's just like right in your face. Well, maybe up on something right in your face. Oh. Something's different about you. There's
Is it the armor?
No, it's not the armor. Although I'm sure that's different. But no, there's something else has changed. You're sort of walking around with a bit of different music about you. Some sort of new sort of theme. Can't quite put my tail on it. But I'm going to figure it out. And then for the rest of the day, wherever we go, Vivi is going to interpret these weird signals that he's getting from Artavan as an interpretive dance performance. And he will follow behind Artavan doing little fox twirls and playing on his violin.
I love it.
So Artavan now has his own theme song going.
Ooh.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
It's just Jaws.
Dun, dun, dun,
Right.
dun.
Well, if you
And
ever figure out what you're talking about, I'll be glad to hear it, because I'm also wondering. I feel different, but I don't know exactly what it is.
Well, yeah, you let me know if you figure it out. I rolled a 12 on my performance, by the way.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not the greatest thing, but it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
It seems that Vivi, you're not used to both performing while moving around so much, so it's throwing you off a little bit. You went from being just like a
12 on performance, that's baseline, baby. That's just normal to me.
Perfect.
But yeah. But so as you make your way through the day, do you have any business? You said you were going to head northwest and start going that way. So do you have any final business to wrap up here in Ashwindale?
Well, one thing's for certain, we do need to go collect some of that geyser water. or
Yes, I
acid
was
or
going to
whatever it
ask
is.
about that as well.
Do we have the
Um,
flask yet? Does anyone have a flask?
Yeah,
We
we
able
have a
to hold it?
flask.
Oh, okay.
I've got the little water spikes still.
Okay. Should we check out a job board to see kind of like what we did when we were leaving Storystill, see if there's any jobs or anything we could do along the way?
Yeah.
Make some money?
I think that's a good idea.
Something to pick
Also,
up
one
along the way.
thing to consider is do we want to think about getting a type of like a cart and a axe beak or something, some sort of travel?
Ooh.
Well, one question is there does the train pass by at all near the town? Are we going to be taking the train or are we going to be walking from here?
The train goes in the opposite direction. Train goes northeast. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
train
so
goes
it
east.
goes-
Yeah, you're going. Yeah, you're
No,
going.
it just goes like this.
Yeah, it's a.
It's not a full
it's-
circle.
No, it's a reverse C.
No loop.
Oh, okay, cool.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet. Okay, perfect. All right, well, I think getting a cart might be a good idea.
Yeah.
I highly agree. I would love not to have to walk absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, and Cosmo and Wayne can take turns pulling it.
I like it
Perfect.
even more.
Wait.
Why don't we get an axe speak? Cosmo says
Cannon.
confused.
It's canon. It's too late.
We're gonna have cannons?
Cosmo, you're definitely just as strong as an X-Big, I bet.
Oh, thank you.
I think if me and Cosmo were doing it, we could do it.
Yeah,
I've been getting pretty strong.
That's the
We
spirit.
definitely could. Although I would probably be pulling it more.
Yeah, but we want Wayne
But
to...
I would help.
Yeah, we want to give Wayne the illusion of doing well so that he feels good about himself.
We would get you some muscle.
Yeah.
Well, I'm already pretty strong.
Cosmo will just pat you on the shoulder and smile. Of course, of course.
I was training with Dante. I mean, he was doing most of the heavy lifting, but I was helping him.
Very well. Well, then let's go get some price checks and go check out a cart, some ride, check out the job board, head out, do the geysers, and come back real quick. And see how we feel.
How far
from
are
there.
the geysers from here?
It's right outside the door, right there.
Just right
Um,
outside the shop.
It is.
It's like a video games quest.
It is about.
Yeah.
Let me just do some math. It's only about 3 days travel to get there, and then 3 days back. However, you won't receive anything upon returning it. So this is just DM talking. If you can find a way to deliver it back, you don't have to go back yourself.
I mean, what if we stop by the chocolate mug and we go see how they're doing, and then on our way back, and we can find a courier to send it back to them?
The chocolate mug is several weeks away. Here, let me.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm saying on our way up to my home, after drifting, we can send it back.
I see. Continue on our way after the fact we've completed the job, and then send it back on the next town over, sort
Yep.
of thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll just have to pass by, let her know that it will be a little late, but I think she'll be more than happy with that idea. That way you don't have to do 3 days travel there and back and waste almost another week. Good thinking.
Onward.
All right. Where are you going first? The apothecary or the stables?
Everyone's closer.
From where you're at, probably the apothecary. The stables are kind of like right outside the wall of the city, so you can get that on your way out.
And where's the jobs board?
Jobs board, just like every major city, it's by City Hall. Kind of posted outside City Hall in almost a courtyard area. So who's going where? Are we splitting up to just cover all the bases?
Split up and meet back at the apothecary, maybe. Or wherever's closest to the outer gate.
The stables is the one that's closest to the outer gate.
There we go. I'll go look at the jobs board.
You two are the ones who wrote up the contract, so if you want, I can go do the job board with Vivi. And then we'll meet you at the stables?
Yeah.
Okay, just personally, I don't remember the contract at all. I've been trying to find it in my notes for the past 2 weeks.
I have
I
it
just
written
didn't
down.
write it down. So I don't know my involvement in this at all.
Basically,
You were there.
you guys had gotten a deal on some of the potions and scrolls that you had bought,
Oh,
and
my green bottle with the green screen.
oh, that's trippy. But as a deal for it, she requested a couple of vials of the geyser stuff, and she gave us a month to be able to return it to her. And if we didn't return it to her, if we did return it, then it was considered the deal was paid in full. But if we did not return it to her, she would send someone after us to collect full payment.
That was in this city. I feel like, was there another
Yeah.
deal that we made in a earlier town that you had to fulfill too?
No, most of the deals that we've made was VV making investments or random job board.
The
kinda stuff.
other deal you're thinking about is with the magic shop getting the mind flayer brain.
Oh yeah, we did that too.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I remember that.
Okay,
I forgot about that
All
one.
right. Thank you. Thanks for helping me.
So, as you make your way over to the apothecary, I was scrolling through my notes while you were talking. I could not remember what it was called. I'll have to look at the earlier episode. But as you go in, you see the shopkeep. She is behind the counter, and you see she's got some goggles on. She seems to be carefully mixing a vial of liquid that changes color. And as you go in, she looks over. Oh, welcome. Oh,
Oh.
Sula, welcome back. Do you have my delivery for me?
So we're actually heading there currently. Well, as soon as we're done with some errands, we're gonna be heading out soon. We just wanted to let you know it'll probably take us a few days to get there, and then we're going to likely send it back, not personally, but through some other sort of courier. But we'll be sure to return it to you within the month discussed.
And she kind of tilts her head. Bit more of a delay than I was expecting, but if that's the case, and she goes and she puts up 2 more flasks. Would you mind collecting 1 or 2 more samples for me? Should be plenty to go around.
Yes, for sure. And she'll reach out and take them from her.
Right. And yeah, as you do, she's just like, all right, thank you. Do you need any supplies for the road at all that I can help with?
Do you have any other potions, healing, any other sorts? Maybe we could afford it.
Yeah, yes. Last week, let me pull up the potion table again. I do have 2 potions of healing that I was able to get, as well as a potion of, which one was it? As well as a potion of acid resistance. I could charge you about 50 gold for the healing potion and 80 gold for the acid resistance.
We'll for sure take the healing potions, and then she'd look at Artavan and just ask, the other one? Should we get that, you think?
I am okay. I think I'm fine. But the healing potion would be very nice. Yes.
Right, yes, then that will be 100 gold for both of them.
You want to go ahead, Caesar?
And
I'll pay for all of them. I'll do 180 gold.
Wow.
all right, all three? Perfect. Thank you for your patronage. And she slides all three of them over to you.
Thank you so much.
Of course, of course. Is there anything else I can help you with before you set out?
Heard any interesting rumors as of late, other than the talk of the town?
Ooh, well, let me think. Well, other than, the recent passing of a very distasteful individual, that seems to be the main conversation that spreads around town. However, one thing I've been hearing about it on the opposite side of the volcano. I've heard certain people that come in, certain adventurer groups that came in. In fact, they were in about 3-4 weeks ago. I believe the group was named the Iron Reavers. They were saying they were going to go investigate an encampment of intelligent monsters on the northern side of the volcano. They said they were very dangerous, but
The Iron Reavers or the monsters?
well, they seemed smart enough, except for one fellow with the shaved head. He seemed like he was in a bit of a bad mood.
Probably was.
But the
Very interesting.
the rest of them were quite nice, quite nice. But no, they said that the monsters there, like, they have a whole society. They ran across a hunting party of them, and after a bit of a battle, they seemed to earn their respect, or something akin to it at least. So they, cleaned me out of a lot of my potions and headed up to check on it.
Very interesting. I think that is our other party members will be very interested to hear that as well. So thank you.
Of course. Oh, you lot stay safe out there, right? I mean,
No.
things have been getting pretty dangerous out there. A lot of mercenary groups in the last while have retired, or they stick to the city jobs, so the wilds have gotten quite a bit more dangerous as a result. So keep your wits about you, yeah?
Thank you for the advice and concern.
Of course.
We'll take our leave now.
You have a fantastic and safe trip.
Now, I'm not sure if you have you ever ran into the Iron Reavers, or have we ever talked about them with you?
Nikki can't remember, but I don't
no,
think so.
No, Iron Reavers were not discussed with Amelia.
No, I don't know who these Iron Reavers are.
Well, it's possible you'll get to know them. They seem to be an unofficial rival group of ours. And Vivi has all the stories and flavorful words to use. But yes, we have some history with them, and likely more history to be had. So just to keep your heads up. They'll recognize our name, and we'd recognize theirs.
All right, you should tell me all you know about them. I would be intrigued. Or perhaps we should ask Vivi. Maybe he could paint a colorful picture for us.
Yes, my depiction will be very short and very bland. Well, let's go to the stables and meet up.
Right. Meanwhile, Wayne and Vivi, and I guess Cosmo would have gone with you guys as well. You make your way to the job boards, and you still see the city hall is an active crime scene that they're investigating, but the open courtyard with the job boards are still in full display and still easily accessible. And so as you browse through, a lot of them, only a few of them are like jobs for mercenaries. Some of them are like, 5 copper, help me fix a leak in my roof, community odd jobs, which the majority of them are. However, you do see one, you do see job listings of, let me pull up my notes. So you see one, help wanted clearing out caves beneath, clearing out a cave system in the Stoutfire Silver Mines located within the Great Ravine. There is also one to clear clear a trade route south of Thurnwald. It seems that a pack of unidentified monsters have been harassing carts and trade goods in some of the small towns to the south of Thurnwald.
And where is Thurnwald?
Thurnwald is
It's where the chocolate mug is.
Yeah.
It's the city that we helped
there we
save.
go. That was like our starter town.
Yeah, that's where you fought. That's where you fought the triad.
Well, have we already decided that we're headed north?
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me. Are we going back to Storasil?
No, we're heading to my home,
Which is in
the mountains.
the Great Ravine?
No. It's
In the
more
mountains
north.
past-
It's more
past
north.
Thornwood.
And he would kind of like think about it. It's northwest of Thurnwald. My home is northwest of Thurnwald.
All right. So we could pick something up in the Great Ravine on the way up, yeah?
I mean, we will be going on the outside of the Great Ravine to go to Drifton, though.
Oh, we'd have to make a whole detour to get
Drifton is right here. It's too small to be on the map. It's right here. This isn't Drifton. This is. And
Okay.
for audience, let me just
That's
here.
my home.
Can we, if we take the job in the cave in the Great Ravine, can we get our payment in Thurnwald?
Do we know?
Yes. Each of the cities are licensed to give out pay for the jobs,
Right.
regardless of what city. Basically, if the city has law offices or a city hall, they have a stockpile to pay out those ones, unless they're private contracts.
Do we know? Does it specify where on the trade route the Thurnwald one is, or is it? Because I'm like, I imagine it's a really long thing. Does it say like roughly where it is?
It says in between. Let me check my notes. It is in between Spinewatch and Thurnwald.
Oh, okay. So I mean, technically, we could do both. It would be kind of a long way around, but I've always wanted to go to the Great Ravine. It does sound interesting.
Yeah. So wait, you're saying there's 2 jobs? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there's one inside of the mines inside of the Great Ravine, and then there's this one, which is near the trade route that we actually traveled when we went from Spinewatch to Thurnwald.
Okay. Real quick, Gav, can you just quickly surmise the two jobs again for me, real quick?
So one is clearing out monsters on a trade route between Spinewatch and Third Walled, and then the other one is clearing a cave system in a silver mine, in the Great Ravine.
Okay, cool.
And what is the gold for both?
The silver mine does not have a gold pallet. That one will be paid out by the foreman of the silver mine, and you will get 10 silver ingots.
10 silver ingots.
Yeah, 10 silver ingots, as well as some 10 silver ingots, as well as some, it says plus bonus with satisfactory results, which is undisclosed.
Okay. And then the caravan one?
The caravan one is worth 500 gold.
Perfect.
Got it.
And then there is some of these job postings also have some bolos be on the lookout for things. So nobody's posted any jobs, so there's no reward for them, but it's people posting like points of interest for people to clear out. Things saying there are some alabaster spine shells have been getting aggressive as of late. Those are the things you saw from the train, those like elephant-sized armadillo things with the spiky shells
That eat rocks.
Where can we find those?
And then those are mostly in the steam fields, which are on the western and northern side of the volcano. Technically, even though you're quite a ways from the ocean, you are in the region known as the Burning Coast still.
Mm-hmm.
You're still technically in the Burning Coast region.
Right.
But yeah. And then there's also just things of monster sightings seem to be all over the country of different things. So it's just saying
Oh, this
be
will be
on
an adventure
lookout.
on the way. On the way up, we clear it out, clean it out, get to the silver mine, clean it out, head to Thornwald, collect the rewards, and then head up the mountain to see Wayne's family.
I like how that sounds.
Perfect. Dot to dot.
Gives us a lot of things to get done.
I pull the jobs off the board and stuff them in my pack.
So we got the spine shell one, which that one does not have an amount.
That one is not a job. That one's just a be on lookout warning.
Oh, okay, cool. Warning, because those suckers are mean.
But if you want to go, full monster hunter, I mean, you do have a blacksmith.
Right. Spine shell, warning.
We have a what? Did you say?
You have a blacksmith.
Go full monster hunter, create some armor out of the shells.
Andrew, and Sean have been playing Monster Hunter recently, and so I've got it on the brain.
Yeah, I think that sounds nice. And then I'm really interested in that mines one. I really wanted to go see the Great Ravine. I've read so many books about it, but I've never actually been myself.
It's okay. See, I got the paper.
Oh, perfect.
We're going.
But yeah, so I think we should do that one.
Yeah, we'll do them both. We'll do them both. We'll do them all. We got our little adventure ahead of us. Let's go to where was it? The stables?
Yep.
Let's head out.
Alrighty. So, as you make your way to the stables, the three of you see Artavan and Amelia waiting there for you. They arrived before you. And as you approach, you do see some carts that are on display. a range where axe beaks are kind of running about, grazing from meat troughs, eating from meat troughs, and things like that. And then there seems to be one small, like, I guess for lack of a better term, an office that's there.
Well, Audubon, I believe you are the expert in the axe beak, so perhaps you could see if any of these are worth it, or we could just use Cosmo and Wayne. But we're here already, so may as well
Mostly
check.
Wayne. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll be there to back you up, Audubon. Don't worry.
Thank you. Yeah, he'd just inspect the axe beaks themselves, seeing like these are trash beaks. And then find the person in charge.
Make an animal handling check, I guess. It's probably gonna be the best one.
I like to give him an inspiration, bardic inspiration for that.
I'll give him a guidance.
All right.
Excellent.
It's a D8 now, right, Jeremy?
Yup.
Still a D6?
That's nice.
Or okay.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's more.
Yeah, it's a D8 now, and then add a D8 and a D4 to the roll.
Are you rolling on D&D Beyond or on?
It's an 18 on D&D Beyond, yeah.
18.
18.
You do see a lot of the axe beaks aren't anything stellar, but very well taken care of. So they're not like above and beyond, like insane. Except for one of them that you notice is a good 2 to 3 feet taller than the rest, and is just this hulking kind of cream colored axe beak, and it just kind of towers over the rest.
Now would you look at that one? That's a beaut right there. I don't think I've ever said beaut before, but that's what that is.
We could name him that. Butte. It seems fitting.
Well, let's go see how much he costs.
All right. So as you walk in, as you walk into the little stables, you see a who was it? You see a goblin on the other side of the table. He's wearing just some basic everyday clothes, but he seems to have a pair of work gloves on, and it looks like he's shuffling through some paperwork as you go in. Oh, well, hello. What can I do for you?
Hello, we were looking to see how much a cart and an axe beak would cost us. We're about to make a journey northwest.
Well, what kind of cart are you looking for? Or I guess in terms of the cart, about how much weight are you looking to carry?
Well, everybody here, and I guess other things on our backs. So, what you see?
All right, so you'll probably want like, a couple of hundred. So for your party, I would say either a wagon that's been graded for about 400 pounds. That'll run you about 35. But if you want to shell in the extra cash, there is one. I do have some carriages for a solid 100 gold pieces, but they are graded for 600 pounds. They have quite a lot of storage space and are just generally much more comfortable.
Can I look around?
I want the comfortable one.
Yes. Yeah.
I wanna be able to sleep
covered
on
and
the road.
everything. Please, I'd love that.
I mean, with all of you inside of it, it might be a bit of a tight fit, but I mean, at least two of you could comfortably sleep inside of it.
Just out of curiosity, do you have any bigger ones?
Not on hand. That's as big as I've got.
There's like a room on the roof for people to kind of sit in
Oh yeah,
for
yeah.
extra space, things like that.
Yeah, there's storage space and sitting space up on the roof, as well as some storage and sitting space in both the front and back.
The roof of a cart, so it's
Of
like
a carriage.
It's like a
It's a
it's
full
a closed
carriage.
enclosed carriage. Okay.
Yeah.
And quality wise, what are we looking at? Like, what does it look? Does it look nice?
It looks nice. It is finished, polished wood. There's no like fancy engravings or anything on it, but it is a finished, polished, dark
will be
wood
soon.
with like steel braces and stuff like that. And then of course, as is standard for,
It has treads.
yeah, it has treads instead of wheels because
wanted-
getting around the rocks.
And what was the quote he gave?
100 gold for that.
100 for the larger one.
For the large one.
cart.
Yeah,
Not
just for the
actually
carriage.
the
Yeah.
cart. Cool. Well, Princess is already doing her job and sneaking around. And when the opportunity is right and no one is looking at the cart, like for instance, when we turn our heads to go look at the axe beak, Princess is going to deliver a touch spell to the inside of the cart, which the internal part is easier for him to do this. I'll be casting what is it? Distort value on the internal cart.
And how is that foot by foot space, or how big
It
is the
is.
space?
So I have to use a higher. That's right. I have to use a higher spell slot to get it to do like the whole internal cart. Let me look at this. This can be upcast at higher levels using a spell slot of second or higher. Maximum size of the object affected increases by 1 foot for each slot above the first. So with a third level spell slot, like 3 by 3 feet. So
3 by 3 feet.
maybe not the entire inside, but like maybe one particular side of it, I can make it look like it's really shoddily done or something.
Yeah, so the inside of the cushions, the inside of it is cushioned and comfortable, cushioned and carpeted. So you can make it look like stained and torn up a little bit.
Yeah, he'll do that later when like no one like
Yeah.
Princess will do that when like no
Well,
one.
you're in an interior and the cart's outside, so Princess can basically just go out and do that if you want.
Okay, yeah, that's the scam I'm trying to pull before we buy anything.
All right, and then they're just like, right, and you'll be needing something to pull it. So, did any of the axe beaks catch your fancy?
I like brute or butte.
Beirut.
Butte the brute.
Butte the brute.
Ah, the big fella. He's a bit more expensive than the rest, but he's come from good stock. Normally an axe beak will run you anywhere about 80 to 120 gold, but for that fella, he's gonna run about 160. However, he can. We've tested it. He can pull the weight of 2 full axe beaks.
I feel like as the deal's
we
been
get
going
him?
on, Artavan like
Guys,
steps
can we
back
get
as
him?
these two are starting to deal.
Yeah, can we? We gotta get Butte. His name's Butte the Brute now. Yeah, well, I definitely want him.
All right, so it's gonna be 160 gold for the big fella, about 100 gold for the cart. If you want to come with me, we've got if you want to come with me so you can see what it looks like before you purchase.
Mm-hmm.
And so he takes you outside to the carriage, and as you go, he opens up the cart, and then he's like, "What the bloody? Oh,
Show us the cart.
uh,
Come on, show us the merchandise.
Well, it seems there's been a bit of a mishap here." And he gestures into it, and you see it's stained, kind of decayed, torn up a bit. I bought this brand new from my supplier. I'll be having to have a word with him.
Oh,
'Cause-
your supplier. Yeah, you need to have a word. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You can't be selling
You can't be selling shoddy stuff like this at full price, mate.
Oh, course not. Of course not.
No. I think you really all give us a discount for this. We'll take it off your hands. It's really embarrassing, but we won't tell anyone where we got it. Don't worry.
Make a deception check with advantage because of the distort value.
Sure. Let's see.
May I do an Arcana check, please?
You certainly can.
I just want to see if I can tell if this was done by magic.
Yeah, isn't there like a saving throw to the spell? Like
Take a guidance, by the way.
Don't worry about it. I got a nat 1. I'm continuing my streak from last time.
I'm so sorry, Nikki.
You say you gave me a guidance?
Yeah.
And I'm going to Bardic Inspiration myself on this as well.
I don't think you can inspire yourself, can you?
A Bardic
You can,
Inspiration?
yeah.
I can
You
certainly
can?
do that.
Oh, okay, cool. I've never been a bard. I always forget.
18 plus
You haven't lived.
inspiration.
And by proxy, neither have I because I've never been a player before.
What was the guidance roll?
Oh, I think you roll it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you roll it.
All right. Guidance. Total guidance plus inspiration and my roll a total of 26.
Dang, he's just like, oh yeah, of course. How about I lower the price down to 70 gold, so 30 gold off. I think that's relatively fair for the size of the mess compared to the rest of it.
Vivi like lifts an eyebrow at him. All right, mate, we'll let you get away with it this time.
And once again, deep apologies.
Yeah.
These stables, they're monitored by the cities and by this is a state-funded stable. So
Don't blame the government if you can't like keep your inventory clean. Okay, you gotta have some personal responsibility.
and I'm
But
taking
we'll take it. And
I'm taking personal responsibility by giving you a discount. Don't push your luck.
All right. You got a deal. So how much did we got? Was it 170 for the bird?
160 for the bird, and then 70 for the carriage.
What is that, 230?
That is 230. Yep.
And then how do we divide that amongst?
I can pay for the axe beak.
Let's just divide. Let's do it like a full divide for everybody. So wait, what you said 170 plus
So it's 230 in total.
230 in total.
230 total. 230 total.
And don't worry, all these axe beaks are fully trained. They're fully trained, and they do respond to commands in common. However, and he pulls out a little whistle. However, this particular fella will only listen to verbal commands after blowing this whistle. So, and he hands it to you, Wayne. And with that, you see, he only knows the basic commands. He'll stop, he'll go, and then he'll wait, stay, things like that.
Hold on just one moment, please. And I do a little huddle, even though I'm the shortest one. I grab people's like calves and I like pull everyone in, sort of.
The guys sit on the floor.
Awkwardly. Right. I figured it out. If we all donate 46 gold, that covers it. It's done. And then it's a group. This is a group purchase. Is that fair? 46 gold for everybody? Wayne, that's you too.
Sounds fair to me.
I think I would look at Amelia and be like, you've paid for a lot of my things. You want me to cover your portion of the gold?
I don't mind paying for mine until I have absolutely no money. Thank you. I'll let you know, though.
Okay. Got it.
So wait, she's saying that she
is going to.
I'll cover it until I can't anymore.
right.
But also,
As
that one was absolutely terrible. That interior was disgusting, and he like gave us the smallest discount he possibly could.
I know, so cheap, such a ripoff.
I'm so upset. Like, I want to smoke talk with him and like
Don't
find
worry,
a
don't
supplier
worry.
and
I'll go-
directly.
Don't worry, I'll get Princess on it. She's actually pretty good at cleaning things up.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
It
fine.
happens
I
at a
won't
lot
cut
of
the
places
stir.
we go to.
Very well.
And with that,
everyone mark off 46 gold.
the barding and the bit and all that stuff is all included with it. And so he gets the axe beak all hooked up and ready to go. Right. Purchase is finalized. I'll just go sign off that that it's sold, and then you are all free to go with your new property.
Excellent. Thank you very
Much
much.
Of
appreciated.
course.
Do you have perhaps a bit of meat that I might gift to Butte?
Oh, I could offer a bit. I could offer a bucket of it for. Nah, what the hell? You already bought that. I'll give you 2 buckets for free.
Oh, thank you.
And he gives like 2 10-pound buckets of just miscellaneous meat in there. It's fresh, so it doesn't like stink or anything. And it is in a sealed bucket. It does have a lid.
Okay, 2 buckets of meat. There we go.
This will take some getting used to. Looking at the cart. Never, like, yeah, way fancy for travel.
This is only my second time ever riding in a cart.
I guess a carriage, yeah.
I've never been in a carriage. Been on the train. You guys were there too. I would like to take 1 piece of meat and slowly approach Butte to befriend him. But I'm going to do the whistle and say, take.
And with that, with blowing the whistle, you don't need to make an animal handling check. He just does it.
And then I'm going to pet him.
Yeah, he's perfectly docile. Like the guy said, he is completely trained.
Ardavon's a
the brute.
little disappointed, but like happy in another way. He
This
wanted to
one's
see
not
Wayne
biting
go.
me like the other ones.
Yay, that's great.
You were expecting something more vicious?
Well, all of the other ones that I tried to pet all tried to bite me.
Yeah, he was waiting for that.
I like Butte.
Alrighty. Is there any other business, or shall we be on our way?
Yeah, let's get rolling.
I think we
Alright.
can head out.
Okay, at this point, it's been a couple hours, so you'll be leaving at about midday.
Adventure. Let's go.
Adventure.
The open road.
So, as you, so finally, you leave, putting the city of Ashwindale behind you. And as you head out, you see the black slate city slowly sink into the distance as the paved road starts to give way to the much more familiar rocky terrain. It is warm and it is humid. And yeah, it is warm, it is humid, and there seems to be a light ashfall coming down. Who is driving? Or I guess, like, how how is everybody situated on this carriage? So there's space on top, space inside, space on the back, and then space up front by the driver. And the driver does have a little window that he can open to talk with the rest of the group as well.
I think I would want to sit on top taking notes.
I imagine Artavan's either always on top or driving, one or the other. Likes the wind.
I see Vivi like resting on the axle underneath the cart. Like he's like stretched out, like the beam is just along his spine, and he's just like down under the cart playing music so everybody can hear him.
You're gonna fall off and we're gonna lose you forever. It's gonna be great.
I mean maybe.
Amelia
pretty
will
rocky.
probably, most often Amelia will be inside, I'm sure, just like studying and reading, but she will come outside to like sit probably at the front. She'll never sit on top, that's too much.
All right. Okay. So, first day of travel. It's going to get you to this next square. So for player reference, they went from here, or for audience reference, they went from here to right here. All right. Somebody roll a dice of your choice. Actually, I'll roll a d6. Figure out who's gonna roll. All right, one that is Artavan. Roll a dice of your choice smaller than a d20.
So 12.
12 on a what?
That's
or,
a D12.
yeah, on a D12,
And a 12
yeah,
on
that's
a
right.
12. That's a lot of 12s.
All right.
I got a 12 on a D12. 12 of it. Yeah, 12.
Okay, 12 on a d12. Let me look at my chart. A 12 on a d12 Burning Coast. Alrighty. So as you are moving along, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Me or everyone or?
You're the one who's driving, so I'd say you.
Okay. Perception 11.
On an 11, you don't really notice anything. However, the ashfall does seem to be getting a little bit heavier. So the area around you is pretty obscure as you are traveling.
He gets to use his new cool green scarf. It's pretty cool.
By the way, just a tiny bit of ad hoc. As we pulled out and left Ashwindale, Nikki, you would have realized that the internal kind of grossness of the cart, like, not only like vanished, but the place smells of like aspen and lavender. It's really nice. I've left a prestidigitation inside it, and so any former seemingly grossness or whatever is just gone, and it's perfection inside now. However it would be that Gavin would describe the thing, plus the smell.
Yeah, so it is, so you see what, while you're inside the cart, you see, as it disappears, you notice that it is very much an illusion as it disappears, and the carpet and the cushions are now completely pristine. And they're not like the fanciest things, but they're comfortable, and they look nice, they look clean. No intricate patterns, just simple purple carpet, cushions, and and a couple pillows in there.
And as you notice this, Nikki, sorry, I keep calling you by your name, Amelia. As you notice this, Princess is like there with you in the cart, and anytime you like glance over to notice it, Princess is like immediately there, like a cat, like praise me. Just immediately taking credit for it.
Yeah, since she got that nat 1 earlier, I would assume she doesn't notice any magical conniptions happening here. So she would just, for sure, she'd probably reach into her bag and be like, here's a little snack. And she'd give her like a little ration and just be like, thank you, you're doing a very good job.
Immediately, like a little goblin just devouring whatever you give her.
Artavan's brain exploded at seeing the difference. Like, he cannot fathom how Princess did that. And he'll give him one as well. Like, he's just, wow.
So, so in the, so on this carriage, it is big enough that, that 2 of you can sleep comfortably inside the cart. 2 of you can set up and sleep comfortably on top of the cart. It's big enough that you can pitch a small tent on top of it, and then the other 2 would have to find, or the other one of you would have to find figure something else out.
What about if Vivi made a hammock that was on the inside ceiling, so he's technically out of the way completely, and then wouldn't be accounted for in that equation?
I would allow that. You just have to find something to make it with.
Yeah. Well, I have my like sleeping bag. I could just jury rig some hammock ropes.
Do you have pythons?
Good question. I'll get back
I
to you.
do.
Oh,
yeah,
there we go.
You could use pythons and hammer it up. So I would allow that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. So that frees up a space for somebody. So now Vivi has like a little loft, a little bed loft.
All right. And with that, other than the ashfall getting heavier and being and obscuring sight lines, that is all that happens on this first day of travel.
And so do we pull, are we on the road, or do we just pull like lightly off the road to like sleep camp, all that jazz?
That is for you guys to decide.
Yeah.
Good question.
What is like the environment on the road that we're traveling? You said there was ashfall, but like what's the environment?
Like most of Alabast, it is a mostly rock with pretty sparse vegetation. However, compared to the northern Alabast, the vegetation is much more dense here, so you're getting some bush, few trees here and there.
But no canopies that would like cover, like protect from the ashfall.
Not in large enough quantities, no.
But yeah, just someplace off the road with a little bit of shelter, a little bit of landmark.
Best we can
Probably
find.
pre-used.
Maybe behind a
Yeah.
big rock, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. Look for anything.
Rock, tree,
Don't make
cliff,
it
whatever.
crazy.
Yeah.
Artavan will always like sleep on top if he can, just so he's always at the ready. If anything.
Wayne
happens.
likes the roof too. He likes seeing the stars.
And Vivi is going to dig a 10 by 10 trench around our campsite, and then fill the tops in with leaves and sticks and brush and stuff like that.
Okay.
Just for like a little defensive trench.
And if it's all right with all of you, I think I'd like to take the first watch. We have some I want to test my abilities and see what I can do still.
Oh,
Before I
do you
rest.
mind if I take the watch with you?
Go ahead. Yeah.
He's still kind of staring in awe at Artavan a little bit.
We'll go back to the tabletop view for this.
Yeah, for sure. So when it comes to it, yeah.
So while we're on our watch, if that's the direction we're progressing, Gavin.
Yep.
While we're on our watch, Artavan, remind me, did you have some musical percussive skills? It was Cosmo who did the hand drum, right? What was
Well, I've got like an actual hand drum. I think she has like a little twisty drum thing.
a tambourine.
Something.
She's got the tambourine.
Yeah.
You've got the hand
I've-
drum?
I've got the hand drum. Yeah, my brother and I, we've always played, kind of growing up. Minded most of his strings were missing, but still, like, we learned how to play very well. At
You
least,
want to have a jam session with me while we pass the time?
sure. Let me just try and, like, you're seeing him, like, as you go to talk to him, like, he's trying to cast his spells again, to see kind of just what's been taken, what still resides. And he'll be pleased to see like his smites and things are still there, but a lot of his stuff isn't there, and he still can't quite get it. But then eventually, yeah. All right, gonna pull out the hand drum.
Well, no, you keep practicing with your magic. I don't want to stop you there, but if you could humor me and just maybe sort of suss out a beat, it help me understand what it is I'm seeing with you.
Okay. And he kind of like tap it a little bit and give it a little bit, and then trying to just improvise a rhythmic drum beat that you can play along to.
Yeah, and I'm just like jazz following your lead with the drum with my guitar, violin, and create some music. I'm gonna do a roll, do a performance roll.
I'm just trying to find something with good drums.
Yeah, right.
I know, like, well, ambush.
No, we're busy.
Damn. So
This will work well enough.
I roll with disadvantage on performance. One of them was a nat 20, but sucks to be me.
Well,
The other
would
one
me
was,
helping you kind of make it not disadvantage?
I guess, yeah, if he's in
even
the
if it
help
did,
action.
my first roll was 11. So so just 11 on my performance check. But again, Vivi is like seeing. So if you guys could be in Vivi's skull for a moment, he is seeing. If you recall, Vivi sees magic as music. It's like a visual. It's almost like he's seeing the notes when he looks at magic, and he is seeing music come off of Artavan. And so that's kind of why he's got this wide-eyed, innocent, just gaping jaw look when he looks at Artavan, because there's all of this new music coming off of Artavan that you've never seen before. What happened to you?
What time?
Well, it was maybe sometime after we rescued Ruby and your sister. Something changed.
Honestly,
Maybe.
I'm still trying to figure that out myself. I kind of took the offer of the blacksmiths, hoping that it might shed some light on how I should be feeling and, kind of rediscover who I am. Because I can't remember the last time I wasn't driven by revenge or vengeance. So it's kind of left, I guess, a lot of room for something else to fit in. And right now, I'm not sure what is there. I've never quite. And he kind of like trails off a little bit on that and thinks introspectively. I don't know if I've ever really taken the time to discover who Audubon really is. Who he's supposed to be. But I hope whatever it is you're sensing or feeling or seeing is, well, a step in the right direction. I am unsure how I'm supposed to feel. A part of me feels like I'm just running away from how I truly feel. I don't know.
Well, whatever it is, there is something new and beautiful about you. There's something in your aura. There's something about your magic that it's singing to me.
Well, everything does seem brighter. I feel like I can see everything much more clearly now. The rain is gone.
The ash has come.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of looking up at the stars, I never really gave myself time to really look around. Anyway, I don't mean to go all sentimental on you, but there's definitely something happening. And, I mean, my inability to cast my magic and spells and abilities is at least a testament that it's not just all in my head. It's not just feelings or something else. But here's to hoping it's a good thing and not a bad thing.
Look at us. Two Lupiran boys from... What continent are we from?
I don't know.
Drifting.
Drifting?
Yeah, the continent of drifting. Yeah.
I never learned my letters. I don't know what continents are.
I'm incontinent sometimes. Speaking of which, and he runs off to take a pee.
So
yeah, some fun idle chit chat and music playing.
So as you go spread, as you keep your watch through the night, remains uneventful. The ashfall seems pretty heavy. As you as the night progresses, does anybody else want to do anything in the night?
I kind of do.
Okay.
Amelia is going to set up her charcoals and herbs and such. She's going to I finally remembered to cast Find Familiar. I bought stuff like 2 months ago for this. I'm just barely now using it.
I think I would probably take watch with you as well.
And leave
And I
Cosmo to do her own watch.
Yeah.
All right.
I know Amelia would probably do this right before she went to bed earlier, so you would see it for sure, but this was like before I slept.
What is the familiar?
It's gonna be a little snowy owl.
All right. Awesome. Awesome.
And it's just gonna, I don't know. I'm trying to decide what kind of personality I want to give it. I think it's just gonna be like one of those grumpy, sort of aged looking ones that just like, it'll just like perch on her shoulder and just like look like it's always judging you.
Have you given it a name yet?
Mom?
Yes, actually, their name is Senya.
Enya.
Do any of you know Elvish?
No.
Ah,
I don't even know Common very well.
okay, none of you know what it means
I
then.
think he's dead. I think he's long dead. I think the rumors about him still being alive are greatly exaggerated. Elvish? We're talking about the famous singer, right?
Yes.
No.
No, no, no.
Oh, that took me a while.
Thanks, Al. Thank
You
you very
should-
much.
I didn't get that at all. I was totally lost. I'm like, wait, I'm thinking really hard.
Elvish,
here. I'm not
Elvish.
getting it.
Elvish Presley.
That's canon now too.
She's very he is very perceptive. I liked to use him to just sort of look outside the home, and I can see through his eyes, and I'd be able to explore at least around my hometown that way.
So he's kind
I
of
just-
like
I-
Princess.
Yes, he's not quite real, but he's real enough, and he's been one of my greatest companions in my life.
Princess is also a familiar, by the way. They're
Yeah.
effectively the same spell, but they
Yeah, I
have
think you
different.
can.
They're fey creatures that take on a form of your choice.
That breaks Artaban's heart.
Not to break illusion.
You can make it be celestial, fey, or fiend. Mine's celestial. Yours is fey.
Okay, fair.
So yours, it makes sense because yours is more like
Very fair.
mischievous.
Yeah. And
Chaotic.
with owl wings. That's sort of angelic there a little bit. It's nice.
Yeah.
Especially because it's like a snowy owl too.
Good touch. Good touch.
Okay. So you did this before we went to bed.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So while we are on our watch, I would ask Amelia. I kind of want to send a message to Dante. We haven't heard from him in a couple weeks. Is there anything that you want to say to him?
I mean, just that I hope he's well. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's doing great. It's only been a couple of weeks. I can understand you missing him, but I can't imagine too much has happened that's very exciting to talk about.
Well, I miss him a lot. Yeah, I'll send him a sending, and then he'll just kind of focus on Dante for a bit.
No problem. I'll keep watch with my elvish eyes while you do that.
Okay. So I'm going to cast sending and say, "Hi, Dante. Amelia says hi. Hopes you're doing well. I miss you, and we killed Belton, and there was the devil, and everyone else is okay. Are you okay?" I don't know if that was over 25, but I tried to keep it short.
Oh yeah, it was.
So it
That
cuts
little
off
part-
somewhere in the middle of there.
Yeah.
And you hear, actually, you know what? Hold that thought. I will say he responds, but I'm going to ask Eric to make a 25-word response, and we'll play it next episode.
Okay.
So you get a response, but basically it's just like, oh yeah. Then basically says, yeah, he's just working on something, going monster hunting and getting used to Dunathir.
Well, he's already in Dunathir, and he's been killing some monsters and things.
That's fun. I'm sure he's having a great time. Learning new things.
I should have gifted him a notebook to take notes for me.
I'm not sure if he's the notebook taking type either way, but I'm sure he'll have great stories to tell you, should you meet
Mhm.
again.
When we meet again.
When you meet again, yes. Sorry. Definitely, yes.
Yeah. Well, do you want to play around with the crystal some more? We can run some tests with it.
As long as it doesn't keep us from keeping good watch, then yes, let us do it.
And I think that would be most of the watch is just playing with the crystal.
Amelia will try to keep watch more because she understands it's important. But she's
I'm very focused on the crystal.
yeah, I think that's why. That's the only reason. She's forcing herself to not pay attention. So she's like, I have to pay attention to the surroundings.
All right. Yeah. Luckily it becomes an uneventful night. And eventually, after Cosmo's final watch, sun rises once more. Because that is what was rolled on the last episode, or the last day. It is still a pretty heavy ashfall, so perception checks will have a higher DC. Should anything happen. But as it is going along, what is kind of the seating arrangement, I guess?
I'll probably sit on the back this time. Because you said there's a seat on the back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll sit on the back and
Yeah,
be
and
kinda looking
each of
out
the
at
each of the outdoor seats can sit 3 people easily.
I'll sit in the front with whoever's driving today.
It's Princess on the reins. I'm next to her, and then you'll be up front as well. That's the 3.
And I think Wayne would just kind of be practicing with his magic a little bit on the back seat. Just like, he's like, all right, aiming at that rock, for instance, I'm going to cast Ray of Frost, or, you know, stuff like that. Just kind of simple, doing his own little experiments and keeping up with his magic.
And on that, keeping pace with that, Vivi is practicing his music, but you hear him now practicing on his own drum, which he does have a little drum. Usually Princess has it. But since Princess has the reins in her hands, obviously Vivi has the drums. And he's trying to beat the rhythm out. He's not quite getting it. You can tell Artavan, he's trying to do the rhythm that you were putting out last night, but actually not really doing a great job of it. Unless, maybe let me do a little performance check here. And, a 15, but for roleplay purposes, I think he's just not quite getting the beat, but he's trying.
It's obvious that he's like trying to mimic the same beat. It's good enough to know that,
Yes.
but it's like
He's trying to mimic your beat, but he's not quite getting.
Yeah, I think Artavan's kind of like laying down on the top, kind of like watching Wayne from behind, but occasionally will turn and say things to the 2 up front. Cosmo's probably with Wayne, I imagine, or inside sleeping. Who knows? But yeah, that's where he is.
I know Cosmo had a big interest in learning how to drive the cart too.
Right, I imagine Cosmo would be wanting to take turns.
Vivi.
Cosmo's literally there, like, going, "Can I drive now?" And the monkey's like,
He probably has like the window open and is just.
"Yeah, Amelia, what's up?"
Do you know how to read music notation?
"Yeah."
If you'd like, I've got a pretty good ear. We could try and write down the beat if that would help you be able to learn it quicker.
"Yeah, let's do that. That sounds lovely. Let's do that." "Yeah."
All right. So I guess we'll have Artavan beat it out properly, and Amelia will try and write it down, and then you'll have some little paper you can practice from.
Must not make Artavan beating it out jokes.
Do it. Resist! Resist! You're not saying it. We all have it in our head now, though, so you did tell it.
Roll for beating.
Artavan, what are you doing back there?
Is it
What?
raining?
No one can see. Not yet. I'm not very good.
The boy's trying to figure out who he is. Give him some space.
So, Gavin, do you want us to roll for that, or do we just get this really nice beat notation of a drum?
I think I think that you get the I'd say go ahead and roll for it. Yeah, go ahead and roll performance for it.
So this is to listen to Artavan and then to write it down in like music notation. So would that still be performance,
Nat one.
or like maybe an intelligence or something?
Yeah, I would just say general intelligence then. Yeah, if you're writing
All
it
right,
down.
just a second.
So whatever it is you do, Amelia.
I got an 8, so I'm
8.
still learning too.
So Vivi is desperately trying to. He's not as good at note taking as he maybe like made himself out to be, because his notes look like absolute crap. I rolled a nat 1, so I'm trying desperately to keep up with you, but like my chicken scratch like note taking does not look good, and so it just makes my drumming worse.
It's not you. I think I'm not quite caught up on this. Let me overnight. Let me study a bit more, and I'll see if I can get it to be better for tomorrow.
All right, thank you. All right, Cosmo, do you want a turn? Princess, leave off. Give her a turn.
Paragon thinks you're just drawing a bunch of circles on paper. Has no idea, but he's not gonna ask.
I shoo Princess out of the driver's seat so Cosmo can get in.
There's substantially like less room now on this bench compared to a monkey versus Cosmo.
Well, I hop up and I'm gonna get up on top. Is Wayne up on top?
I'm on the back.
You're on the back. Okay. Princess and Vivi are now on top, practicing their little magic skills as well. So everyone shifted.
All right. So I need somebody who wants to go next to roll for a random encounter table.
I will do it.
All right, roll a dice of your choice. Yeah, roll a dice of your choice with that.
Go below a d20.
Yeah,
I got a
smaller than
3
D20.
on a D8.
A 3 on a D8. All right, let me pull up my chart.
Let me roll for dragon. That's what happened in our last personal session.
Yeah,
Our home game.
got adult blue
Yeah, they
dragon.
almost died. 2 of them almost died. That's good stuff.
All right, I need somebody to make a perception check.
Well, it depends on which direction of the cart. You could choose that way.
Or whoever rolls the dice.
Oh, look.
Who was on
I
top?
am in the front.
Oh,
Vivi's on top.
Vivi, Wayne, and Artavan.
I'm
Not
on
Wayne.
back.
Yeah.
all right. I guess Amelia, make a perception check. Sorry, what?
Be good. A natural 20 for the
There
first
you
time,
go.
and who knows how long.
Nice.
All right. So, as it goes, you see a couple rocks on the road up ahead. On the road itself. But you notice that they are slowly moving across. 3 of them. And then you start to hear this slow coming from the sides of the cart. So with the natural 20, you see the 3 moving rocks kind of go and angle up, and you see these eye stalks look at you, these slimy eye stalks, as they turn, and 3 flail snails start slithering towards the cart. Well, at the same time, from the thick ashfall, you see a group of giant dragonflies start swarming from the haze.
Amelia's just like, sure, I've never been in this situation. She would just point it out to everybody. It's like she's like, nobody else can see this. I've never seen anything before everyone else. Danger, look. Oh no.
I never thought I'd get this far.
So I need everybody to roll initiative for me.
Ooh. Oh, look at Brute! Butte the Brute! I love him.
Oh.
I love it so much. The game is paused, by the way.
Oh, there you go.
Nice. I got a 17. I'm good with that.
Ooh, oh, 1 on initiative. Yay!
Oh boy.
Still looking for.
Sorry, I'm having difficulties. Just a second.
Wait, are there things riding these dragonflies?
On their pictures, yeah, it has
okay, but,
pixies
like-
on them. But no, these are just giant dragonflies.
Oh, okay, okay. Also, those snails are kind of disgusting.
Oh, are those flail snails?
Yes, they
Yeah.
are. 3 of them, and they are blocking the
snails!
road. All right, who is going to be in charge? Who's going to take control of Cosmo for this?
I can.
All right, Wayne, I am going to promote you to an owner of Cosmo's token.
Select Cosmo. There we go. Like this.
Remember, she gets
Holy crap.
advantage on initiative.
He has so many hand axes.
Yep.
All right, so she has advantage on initiative. Go
Yes,
there.
she does.
Oh, sweet. We share a turn.
Not on this one, just because it's hard to.
I know.
All right.
But we both rolled 17.
Okay. And with that, the first one up, and as well as being the first one to notice it, Amelia, it is your turn.
Awesome. All right. Let me check this spell really quickly. Awesome. Okay, where am I? I don't know how to do the cone thing. To see.
Are you doing a spell with
Yes.
the cone?
If I just click
So-
the spell.
If you click the spell, it should say, like, do you want to show the area of effect or something like that?
Like to roll for it.
So, yeah, if you roll on it, it says place measured template in the actual button where it's like, oh, do you want to consume the spell slot?
And then
No.
when I press cast spell.
It should show up.
Okay, but until I actually cast it, I won't count it.
Correct.
Okay. Oh. It says I have no spell slots. Let me just add myself some back because I do.
Right.
We slept. All right. How do I turn? Aha! Turning.
Isn't that cool? I love that.
Can I get these guys? Can I get all of them? Man, that is so close.
I
I
do
don't
not-
want to
I-
be that close.
I do not see the measurement you're making.
Yeah,
You're fine.
It only
Okay,
shows
I
it
don't
when
want
you
to cast it. It's way too close. That's terrifying. I'm not gonna do that. All right. Instead, Amelia will pull out her. Better. She's gonna pull out her spider staff and wave it a little bit, and shoot out a bunch of webbing, and it's going to land right there.
All right. And then it's dex saves from, correct?
Yes.
All right. And that is. Oh,
Nope.
let me go like that.
At least the slow dudes on the ground might get.
Yes, that
Handle.
is 7. Isn't the DC for the staff like 15?
Yeah, and that one fails. Wow. It's so bad at dex saves.
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
Yep, they all fail, and so they are all stuck in the webbing.
7 to
Alright.
13 and a 4.
And then I am going to use my bonus action to telekinetically shove the one in the back, like the one in the back. I don't know if you can see my cursor. The one on the
Yep.
left, top left. I'm going to just try and push him back. So he'll, 5 feet. Oh, he got
That
it.
is 21.
Yep, he's fine.
Okay.
I think it's a strength save. Awesome. Okay, and then I think Amelia is going to pop out of the carts. I don't know if it'll take any extra movement.
No, it won't.
Gosh, where is it? Select me. Oh, I want to let me select me. Oh, because I'm on the cart, so I'm selecting the cart. Select me.
Here you go.
Thank you. Oh, it's still not working. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to move myself behind the cart. Can I just
Yeah,
go boom?
you want to go?
Boom, perfect. Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Yep,
you.
I got you.
That's my turn.
One thing that you can do to select yourself, you can click on yourself in the initiative tracker.
Oh,
Oh, thank you. Okay.
All right. Okay.
that's nice.
Next is this giant dragonfly. So let me just see. And it is going to take flight. Go up to right here. And it is going to target Wayne with a bite. What does this do? Okay. There we go. That is an 8 to hit.
That misses.
So as it swarms up to you, just and you can hear these wing beats are loud. As it goes up to you and tries to take a bite, you manage to just keep your arm at a distance of its teeth. But that's all it can do, which brings us to your turn, Wayne.
These do they have the picture shows a rider, but they don't have riders, right?
No, that's just part of
Okay.
the artwork for the giant dragonfly.
So I want to make sure.
What are you gonna do,
Like
Wayne?
This.
Ah, that's what you're gonna do. I see now.
I'm gonna do that.
I see. Well,
Our familiars don't get a turn or anything, right? Are they just for flavor outside of combat?
I think they follow voice commands, don't they?
I was just curious because some DMs let them be in combat and some don't because they can just offer advantage to every single
yeah.
attack technically.
I do the out of combat things, but it's also just because I haven't programmed him into Foundry yet.
Right, okay, just asking.
Right.
Often enough, if I may, often enough, people who pick owls often do that because they have the flyby ability, which
That's
gives
a
you
failure.
attack rolls.
Yeah.
Disadvantage. That's a 0. Disadvantage.
Oh my god.
That's a -2.
A -2.
Wow.
Oh, fireball.
And the dragonfly gets a 17.
That succeeds.
And the top dragonfly gets a 8.
Wow, only one of them succeeded.
Go ahead
Okay.
and roll that damage.
That is 32 fire damage.
Alrighty.
Now the webbing is
wait.
on fire.
What is the damage added from the web?
The way it does it is if you start your turn while in the fire, then it will do extra damage.
Ah, okay. So let's see. Apply damage. Apply damage. Apply damage. And with that, the top right dragonfly, as it starts taking off, it just gets incinerated. And this dragonfly is now hanging on by a thread in cinders with it.
I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm like, they're so grouped up. I could do this. I couldn't not.
Yep. All right.
And because I am in melee range, I don't want him to have an opportunity attack, so I'm gonna stay where I'm at. But those webs are now on fire. Once they start their turn, or once it gets back to my turn, the webs will be gone.
Yep. Okay, which brings us to Cosmo's turn. What is Cosmo gonna do?
Now these guys, are they flying on the ground or
They're perched up on a rock, but they're flying.
Okay. But like within melee range is what I mean?
No, it is up on a rock, a couple feet up. You zoom in, you can kind of see it.
Okay. So if Cosmo were to run over to this one, would she have to climb up on the rock?
Yes.
Probably climb around this rock here. And then
Does
go
have the
here.
javelin too, if she needs it.
Right. If I use, how high would I have to climb to be able to get in melee range of this thing?
Just have her do a sweet jump.
Right.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Her strength is high enough, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I like that idea. So she's gonna jump up at it and swing her great axe at it.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Ah, that is a 10.
10 does not hit.
I'm gonna do a chronal shift.
All right, go ahead and
Try
reroll
again.
An 11.
It. Does not hit.
Good try.
And then I'm gonna go for the second attack.
All right. That
That is a
definitely
nat
hits.
20.
Woo!
Go ahead and roll that damage. And remember to do the target thing.
Oh yeah, sorry.
20
I already clicked it. But that is
Yeah.
27 physical or slashing damage.
As Cosmo goes up, misses the first swing. You see it rewind a bit, misses a second, but then she plants her feet down, jumps up, and cleaves this thing perfectly in half as it just falls to the ground.
And she would technically, because she jumped, she would now be on the rock.
Okay. Up next is this flail snail.
He takes 2d4 damage. I will go ahead and roll that. That is 2 fire damage.
Okay. I just realized something.
What?
Completely forgot about it. I thought it was a different creature I was programming. You notice that these flail snails do not seem bothered in the slightest by the fire.
Oh.
Oh boy.
They are immune to fire.
Oh.
That's right. I thought it was a
Still
different
a very, very good idea, Wayne.
It was still so satisfying. I'm always happy anytime I get to cast that spell.
So, it is going to...
And I don't think Wayne would have known that, so he still would have cast it anyway.
Yeah.
So.
It is going to go and go
Oh,
to right
we have
here.
Erica joining us.
Hey, we have a
Yeah.
friend joining us.
Yeah,
Have an
she's
Erica.
jumping. We're gonna have to set up the gap here for her, so I'm not gonna be so lonely.
Yep.
That's
you
an
get
easy
home?
fix.
Did you get home early? Or was
I don't
this
know if
the time?
She's not in the Zoom yet, so the audience can't hear her. But
Oh,
Yeah, we'll give her a sec.
yeah. And then it is going to do its shell defense. And you see it
This is so good.
as it goes up, it withdraws into its shell. Which brings us to Artaban.
Hi. I am going to click on my face. Do a little dash without dashing. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do a little target. It's gonna go for a swing. Poof.
The Gorgon Smasher.
That definitely hits.
Heyo. 27 to hit.
27
I
to hit.
accept. He's gonna do first level divine smite as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, regular smites I have full access to as any paladin. So the damage is 7 bludgeoning damage, and then we got 3 radiant damage. Well, I rolled 2, 2, and a 1.
I'm sorry.
No.
As it goes, it impacts it, and it's like, even though the smite gets off and you see some of the divine energy just shatter through the carapace, you see it. Oh, let me go like this.
Here, let me close out of this one real quick.
Yep.
Help! Help! It hurts.
What happened? I leave you guys for 2 seconds.
And
Whoa, 1 sec, sorry.
it goes, and you see, and it's like, even though the smite gets off, it just doesn't find a lot of purchase onto its center mass, so it's a grazing blow with the divine energy just kind of clipping it.
That's not satisfying at all. I'm gonna hit it again.
That will hit.
Another 27 to hit. This time, just to make a little more sure, he's gonna try again, but he's gonna do a second level. So here's the normal damage. 11 bludgeoning and 11 radiant.
There we go. So as you go on the second one, his glancing blow misses as you strike down on it, but then you twist the smasher around and bring the hammer up, hitting it right in the center mass, and it just explodes into a thing of carapace and ichor.
Perfect. Okay, and then I'll use the rest, 20 movement, 5, 10, 15, 20, to just kind of go in this direction. And that'll be my turn.
All right. This dragonfly, being super injured, is going to turn around and try to fly away. So it is just going to go...
Respect.
And it will dash, and it is off the map and gone. As it disappears into the distance.
I almost feel like Artavan instinctually goes to Hunter's Mark and then remembers that he can't.
Alright, and then this flail snail is going to make the strength save to get out of the
He's
web.
not restrained anymore.
Oh yeah, that's right, he's not.
Oh yeah, no, he's not
They're on
restrained.
fire.
So he's gonna dash.
Oh yeah, he takes. Oh no, he doesn't take any damage.
And he is
Or-
also going to bonus action shell defense and retract into his shell. And Vivi, you're up next.
Yeah. So Vivi, being absolutely fascinated by these snails, he stays up on top of his cart. I got 30 feet from this one right here. And how far am I from the other one? Hold on.
30 feet.
30 and 30. Okay, so that puts them both in range. Vivi starts beating his drum that he's been practicing on. Beating out like a little beat. He's not on his violin, he's on his drum, and he's just really wanting to get, and he starts making like very like wolfish movements. Like he's clearly trying to impersonate Artavan. And I'm gonna cast Animal Friendship at level 2, which will affect both of the snails. Both of these two closer snails.
All right.
Animal Friendship
As you do that,
level 2.
you release the magic into them. But the magic finds no purchase, as they are not animals, they are elementals.
Oh,
Ooh.
so like it just can't work.
It just doesn't work.
Okay.
Oh, they're not beasties. They're not beasties. I thought they were animal friends, but they're not even beasties.
Then what are they?
They're elementary, dear sir.
My fire didn't affect him at all.
That's maybe why, because they're elemental animals.
Maybe they're made of rock or something. Fire
Maybe.
doesn't really damage them.
I did play Pokemon. I should know.
Also,
let's see.
go
ahead.
I need to roll. Oh, not that. I need to roll a d6. A d6 for each of them. Okay, nothing happens.
I'm going to bonus action and give Artavan a bardic inspiration to use at his leisure. That's a 1d8, sir.
Thanks, honey.
And then that's my turn. No, Princess is gonna go and they're just dragonflies, right? You said they didn't have a rider on them.
Yeah, but they're all gone. All the dragonflies are gone.
Well, we
Dead or gone.
killed them, so they're presumably their corpses are on the ground, but we
Yep.
can figure that, we can suss that out later. Yeah, just the D8 bardic inspiration to Artavan. That's my turn.
All right. And then that brings us to this flail snail, who is... Did I get their movement speed right? Okay, I did. Gonna dash to here, and shell defense, also retracting to its shell. And then it is Butte's turn.
He's currently still hooked up to the cart. I don't think he can easily get away.
Nope, so he's just gonna chill. Nothing's in his
Does that have-
range.
Yeah.
Which brings us to Amelia.
Oh, alright. So I'm just gonna have Amelia basically she's gonna jump and shoot and then come back down. So I'm not gonna move her on the screen, but I'm gonna have her. Oh, where did they go? We're gonna try and suss out if these things are. Is it this one? Maybe I won't do that one. Okay, we'll just have. She's just gonna shoot off a mind sliver on them.
Okay, on which
She'll
one?
do it on the one that's closest to Artavan. I guess both
Yeah.
of them are kind of the same. I'll do the one right above him.
Okay.
It has to make. I don't have my cantrip options for some reason on Foundry, but it has to make a intelligence saving throw.
All right, I can go like this. For some reason, it's there for me, so boom, there you
I
go.
can't see him.
And go like that. Let me just go like
They're not here.
this. All right, so as it goes, it gets advantage on it. I'm learning things.
Haha.
That is a 9. Go ahead and roll that
All right.
damage.
Just a D6. All right, I'll just roll the 6 here. And then Amelia will after she hits it, she'll say the next. I don't know how to say it in character. The next saving throw. It's well, it will be more effective.
On which one?
The one right above
This one?
Artavan. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I also want to try to shove the one on the top left. I'm gonna try another telekinetic shove. I can do that.
That is
Darn it.
17.
Okay. Good. That's it. That's my turn.
All right, that brings us to Wayne. What are you doing, Wayne?
Um,
And now
Let's
that Wayne's
see.
there, the web has now burned up and is gone.
Okay, cool. I was just making sure I could cast this. I'm actually going to attempt to dual cast Toll the Dead
Okay. On which ones?
on this guy and this guy.
Okay.
So let me, I'm going to target this guy first. Let me click this. All right. Woo!
Natural 20.
Wow. You roll with disadvantage, but the other one was a 19. So either way, he's fine.
No, he rolled that. They roll at advantage.
But he had Mind Silver against him.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah, it's a
But
D4.
either way, he would have succeeded because the other roll was a 19. So he would have been fine.
All right.
Even if he
all
gets
right.
a -4, that still passes.
Yeah, his DC
Okay.
is 15, so it couldn't
Oh, okay.
possibly.
Yeah.
All right. The
Yeah.
other one, this one failed though.
Okay, so let me just target this guy and we'll do damage. Normal damage.
This guy hasn't
'Cause he
taken
has-
damage, right?
Yeah, this guy has not been hurt yet, right?
Yep.
Okay. Whoa. I don't know why it did that.
It's fine.
had
I
the
can
other guy
apply it.
targeted.
I can apply the damage.
Okay, cool. But 14 necrotic
Alright.
damage.
And because this guy succeeded, let me go like this.
And that is a sorcery point.
D4. Okay, nothing happens. All right. Is that your go?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay right here.
Alrighty. Okay. Cosmo, it is your turn.
You are
I
on
don't
a
know
rock.
what's going on.
Ew.
I'm on a rock. Okay. Fantastic.
We're fat and snails.
Technically, I think I have control of her still.
Yeah. What have you done with me?
I made you jump on a rock
just-
and you got a critical hit on a dragonfly.
will still have control.
No way.
She'll still
Oh,
have
okay,
control.
okay. Perfect.
Will I? Okay.
Okay, so you can
Well-
still do it, but you're like 10 feet. Is it 10 feet up?
No, just 5.
Okay, cool.
So she can drop off with
So-
no consequences.
Okay.
And the snail is
Okay.
currently in its shell.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Are there any of them that aren't in their shells right now?
No, all 3 of them are.
Okay. All right. I
We're
think
having
I'm
escargot
going
tonight.
to go here and try to break open one of its shells with my great axe.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
And you are not raging right now.
I'm not. Okay. I'm gonna do that first. I'm gonna bonus action Rage. Let me quickly toggle that. If I even can. There we go.
This
Sorry, my
bottle is
internet's
so
terrible.
trippy.
Makes your head go invisible.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to roll my D8. 2. Oh boy, I think this one was fun.
What's
All
this
right,
one?
let me see. That's Oh, the teleportation one! Yay!
All right.
Nice.
I love
And
that
so
one.
you can teleport
Okay.
right now. So you teleport when you rage. Where are you teleporting to?
Oh, I was tempted to go into the middle of all of them, but that would be a very bad idea.
Are you sure? That sounds fantastic.
I mean,
that sounds so
that's what barbarians
like
do.
hardcore. But only if you want.
Can I even go in between all of them?
Yeah, there's space.
Yeah, there's space
Is-
right
is
here,
there
and
space?
you are within 5 feet of
Oh,
every single
yeah,
one of
look
them.
at
All
that.
right.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
twirl,
yes.
twirl in a circle.
Yeah, I can't move myself. Oh, there we go.
All right.
Everything's all alrighty. Okay, yeah, I'm still gonna go for that one.
Make sure. Yeah,
with
remember
my
to
great
target
axe.
it. With
I have
everything,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it targeted. All right,
Go ahead and make that attack
Attack.
roll.
ready. Ooh.
That does
Does a
not
10 hit?
hit. As you go in for the
Yeah,
slash,
do it again.
it bounces off of the shell.
No, no,
Dang
no.
it. Okay, I'm gonna
I-
try
Chrono-
again.
Can you? I don't know if anyone can
I'm-
hear me. What's happening?
No, she
We can
chrono
hear you.
shifted.
I have 2 attacks.
Oh, you-
She
yeah.
can't hear you.
No,
She
no,
chrono
no,
shifted, so
you-
you get to make that attack again. So you
Oh.
rewind and you can make it
Oh,
again.
sweet. That's optimal. Not much better. 16.
That does not hit with the shell, with being retracted in the shell.
Ah.
So ting, it reflects off the shell again.
Okay, one more time. Fingers crossed.
That
Does
does
the
Slowly
hit.
going
24
up.
hit?
That does hit with the shell. Yep.
Yay! Okay, damage. 7 damage.
Yeah.
All right. So as it goes, you finally find Purchase making a small crack in the shell, and you hear this kind of this gargly screech as it kind of at you. All right, is that your go?
Yep.
Okay. Up
That's
next
it.
is the one you just hit. Bonus action, gonna come out of the shell. And let's see.
Yay.
Let me
This is
just
the
go like
most
this.
barbarian thing ever. Make everything right.
All right, so these things are a bit these things are a bit complicated. These are a bit complicated creatures. So
Oh boy.
these things each have 5 flail tentacles.
Yeah, I could see that.
However, because you did more than 10 damage to it, that cut as it comes out, you see one of the flail tentacles fall off.
Oh, interesting.
So it only has 4 left, but it's going to target you with its remaining 4.
Okie dokie.
So the first one,
I can live with that.
that is, I can't
Yeah,
see because
that
the dice
hits.
is in the way, 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And that is 9 bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
Second attack.
Okay.
But you have it, right?
Yeah. 9 damage.
Yeah,
You
so-
gotta have it. All right. Does 13 hit?
No.
All right. And third attack. Natural 1.
No.
And fourth and final attack. Another natural 1. And so it is
Now
just
you know how
flailing
it feels.
desperately to get you. All right. And that brings us to Artavan's turn.
All right. Seeing that, he is going to get in position here and attack him as well.
Okay.
So let's go to the Gurgan Smatso. That is a 21
Yep.
to hit.
That definitely hits.
Nice.
That is
Well done,
10
sir.
bludgeoning damage.
All right. And with that, another tentacle just gets baseball swatted off, the flail flying off into the distance.
Delicious. Second attack is a 23 to hit.
Yep, that definitely hits.
One sec. There we go. This one is 12 bludgeoning damage.
And with that, another tentacle goes flying off, only has 2 left.
Nice. And that is my turn.
All right. And that brings us to this one right here. It's going to come out of its shell with its bonus action. And is going to... This one still has all 5, so it's going to make an attack against Artavan. 8. And then the second attack is 19.
Not even close. Actually, let me check. It might be close. Nope, it misses.
And the third one, 24.
Okay, fine.
All right, and it does 9 bludgeoning damage to you. And then the fourth one is going to go in for a hit. Dirty 20. Does that hit?
That does not hit.
Alrighty.
I love your new armor.
And
Yes.
natural 20.
No.
I'm gonna do a silvery barbs.
Oh. Okay.
Because why not? We're just gonna throw out spell slots today.
So does not
Thanks,
hit.
honey. I'm calling everybody honey for some reason. I should stop.
Good job, Amelia. You beat me to it.
All right, and that's its turn, which brings us to Vivi.
Yeah. Okay. Which of the snails have been receiving the poundings?
The one on the
one.
right.
That one.
Yep.
Okay. Then I can target the other two with a very large Vivi trying the impossible, beating the drum while also somehow managing to play his violin. This is he's drumming with his foot. He's doing the drum beat with his foot. And I'm going to cast Hypnotic Pattern. And
Okay.
it should encompass the other two. Spell save is 15 DC.
All right. Gonna cast that on
Wisdom.
with the. Yeah, you want to cast that with
If
the
you-
in Foundry?
Yeah, if
I
you cast
do.
it will show the square.
You want to do that in Foundry? Yes. Token controls?
Nope.
So-
just click. Yeah, just click on
Select
on yourself, and it's on the left. Scroll all the way down to your level 3.
Scroll all the way down to my level 3.
Yeah,
Gotta make sure.
and then
Make sure I do the placement.
Yeah, and uncheck the box to consume the. Uncheck the
Well-
box to consume the spell slot.
I can't. It's not letting me like select the two creatures though.
No, no,
It's
no.
because it's an area of effect.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. So hit the D20 on the hypnotic pattern.
So here's Hypnotic Pattern. Where's my buttons action? No.
It's over the picture of hypnotic pattern. There's a little
There we
icon.
Yeah.
If you hover over.
Yep. Consumes. I'm not gonna say consume spell slot.
But
Place
make
now.
sure it does the placement.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you can put it down.
Oop, there it is.
There we go.
Whoops.
Nice.
And then they got to make DC 15 wisdoms.
All right. This one gets 15.
That's a match, so it wins.
All right, and then let me roll the D6 for it. 6. So on a 6,
What's that mean?
so basically as the hypnotic pattern goes, it absorbs some of the magic,
Okay.
and I need everybody within 30 feet. 30 feet of the snail. So basically up to BB to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Oh boy.
These are weird. I like these things.
Nothing happens to me.
Odds
Natural
save.
20. Ugh. I felt gross saying it like that.
Oof. 6.
All right, and then Butte.
19.
Bute's got
All
plot
right.
armor. He doesn't need
So
to roll.
everybody who got above a 15 will take half damage, and that was a 3rd level spell, correct?
Yep.
So everybody who got below a 15 takes 11 force damage, and those who succeeded take 5.
Ah.
What are these things?
Yeah, I explain what happens.
Did either of them get affected by the hypnotic pattern?
He saved. I haven't rolled for the other one yet.
Oh, okay. Oh shit, we have to do this again now.
So it's a wisdom save.
Yep.
DC 15. Oh, whoops. It's going to be at advantage. I hit the wrong button. So 10 or 9. Okay, this guy is he charmed? What's the effect?
Asleep.
No.
No,
Incapacitated.
it's not asleep. I gotcha. It's incapacitated for 10 rounds. As concentration 1 minute.
All right.
Wow.
And so yeah, that one is caught in it though.
The top one?
Yeah.
Oi, farther away. Ignore that one. I've got him charmed. That one right there. Vivi's pointing wildly. You can't even tell which one he's pointing at. That one right there.
All right.
What? Me?
And then it goes to the charm one's turn. Doesn't get to take its turn because it's incapacitated. Which brings us to Amelia.
Yeah, that one that didn't move. That one.
All right, Amelia is going to move up. I think she just needs to move up a little bit in order for this to work. Let me just measure. Let me measure. Click this. Oh, I'm gonna have to stand right behind this axe beak. So luckily it is trained, so it won't hurt me. And then I am going to take my staff. I'll like swirl it around, and this burst of I don't know. I guess it would have to be cold because that's Amelia's flavor. This burst of cold appears over Artavan, and it feels like a nice cold wind when you're running outside, and it feels good and it fills you up. And she'll cast haste on him.
Oh.
All right.
And then she moved 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Then she'll move back again.
Okay.
And that will be her turn.
And that brings us to Wayne.
I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead. Well, let me have myself selected first, and then target this guy. We're going to
Not
attack.
that guy. Careful, Wayne. Not that guy.
I'm doing it on this guy.
The other one. No, not that one. The other one. It's just he's wildly pointing at all of them. You can't tell.
That is 14.
Woohoo!
So that
Let's
does
skip my turn because I don't know who to hit anymore.
9 necrotic damage.
Alrighty. And with that, you hear the gong of the bell, and then you see it shrivel up and then just wither away, leaving behind an empty shell.
Nice.
Right, is that your go?
And let me just double check here. What are my bonus action things? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to end there. Yeah.
Okay. Cosmo, it is your turn.
It's me. Okay. I'm going to attack the same one again because that's
It's dead.
what she's focused
It's dead.
on. Oh, it's dead. How did I miss that? Okay. I'm going to change
You're blank
targets
raging.
then.
That's how.
I'm more than blank raging. Wow.
Which, by the way,
All
Gavin,
right.
when that one did the burst of damage, what did it have like a visual effect, or was it
Yes.
just like?
It absorbed some of the magic into a shell and kind of dispersed it out everywhere.
Okay.
Magic shockwave.
All right. Oh, that's why I didn't think it was dead. It hasn't disappeared for me because of my bad internet.
Nice.
All right. I'm gonna go for the one directly to my left then
Okay.
with my ox. Right, and that
With
will
my
be 18 to hit.
That does hit. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Yay! Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
That's 16 damage.
Ow. With that, you cleave off 2 of the tentacles.
Yay! Okay. Again.
They have tentacles?
Yeah.
Are
Eye
these
stalks.
Are these cephalopods?
No, they're snails. The
Ah.
tentacles have the flails at the end of them.
Okay.
Only 14.
14 does
Instead
not
of
hit.
The long eyes, they're like beady tentacles. The eyes are like on the body.
I know. I'm just nerding out because you called a mollusk. Suggested a mollusk had tentacles. It's just
Okay.
a
And I'm going to teleport. Why don't I have myself selected?
Is the hypnotic pattern a continuous thing, or is it like a one-time burst?
Do you have the
Okay.
token control option selected?
So because of my terrible internet, it's saying
Oh, yeah,
I don't
it-
have control of my token because it's not my turn.
Yoink.
Okay, thank you. That'll be the end of my turn.
All right, Artavan, it is your turn.
All right, I'm just gonna do a whole bunch of swings. Okay. That's swing number. You want me to do all the swings first? and roll
That
the damage?
definitely hits. Yeah, go ahead and roll the damage.
Okay. 22 to hit, and that is 12 damage.
And it is down
Yo.
to 1 tentacle.
Let me take care of that for you.
Nice.
That's a 17 to hit.
That does hit when it's outside of its shell.
Nice. That is 11 more damage.
And with that, you bring one final swing down to it and just crush it as it just disperses into ooze and soaks into the earth.
Nice.
I think Artavan
Tag
right now
team!
is like... oh, he was like considering, like, do we just run past this one while it's all dizzy? But then sees, you know, a blind raging barbarian. Like, okay, let's just kill this thing. No.
That does not hit. This one is
to hit.
this one is still in its shell as well. It didn't have a chance to get out of its shell.
Rude. Well, I'm gonna do my last attack then. Okay.
That definitely hits.
28.
Okay, and that last one will do 13.
All right, and as it goes, you hear it screech out in pain as the spell wears off. And yeah,
All right, that's all.
okay. Vivi, it is your turn.
You're muted.
Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Distance. I could get. Like, do I have 30 feet of movement?
Yeah,
Yes,
you
we
do.
Okay. All right. Vivi is going to uncharacteristically put himself into melee. I'm going to move.
Oh.
I'm going to move. Token controls. All right.
Hold down control.
Right.
You.
Thank
Here
you.
we go. And Vivi is going to hold. He's going to. Let's see. I've got a. In terms of weapons, my weapons are pretty unconventional, but I'm going to hold my action. Vivi poses himself, trying very hard to match the stance and poise of Artavan. Once again, almost like a little creep, like looking over at Artavan, like just staring at him, and just really, really trying to, like, you can see him trying to, like, take the form of the giant wolf man. And I'm
Aw.
going to hold action on an attack that I will not take until he takes an attack.
Artavan like doesn't say anything, just that look over like what? He's very confused, but he's also
What weapon are you using?
So I don't have whatever he has. I have my light bardy weapons. You know what? It's going to be a whip.
A whip? All right.
It's going to be a whip attack.
Yeah, and
They were like
and you're
raised over
holding
your
that.
head.
All right,
Even
remember,
though, right.
remember, you can use your reaction to do your held action. It uses your reaction when you do your held action. Yeah, we learned this not too long ago.
It uses my reaction when I use.
Yeah. So if you
When
hold
you
your
activate
action,
it.
when you activate it, you use your reaction to activate your held action. so you can activate it whenever.
Okay, so is what I'm doing like a legal move?
Yeah. I'm just saying, when you initiate that attack, it'll use your reaction to do that attack.
Yeah, so if you have like silvery barbs or something, don't use
Then-
that this turn because you
then-
need your reaction.
Then I can use my action right now as well. Or no,
Yeah.
I can't.
No, you can't. You can hold it and use your reaction to use it later.
That's what we're doing.
Okay.
That's what.
All right.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then
Vivi is literally in Artavan's shadow, trying to be the shadow.
all right. And with that, it is going to come out of its shell with bonus action, and it has. Let's see. It has 3 of its tentacles left, so it's just going to do 1 to each of you. So 1 on Cosmo. That is a 9 to hit.
Nope.
1 on Artavan. That is a 12 to hit. And
No
1
siree.
on Vivi. That is a 13 to hit.
Just misses.
All right, and so it comes out of its shell
It's really
and
bad at this.
just boom, boom, boom. The
I'm
2
gonna
bigger
use
ones
my-
parry the flails aside. Vivi, you just hop just out of way as the flail smacks the ground next to you.
Like I said, I'm just copying Artavan.
I do have them.
Right,
Hold on.
and that brings us to Amelia's turn.
Have I got Sentinel?
Yes. You do have
I'm
Sentinel.
going to use my reaction to make an attack since it attacks something.
okay,
me.
yeah, go ahead.
Nice.
I always forget all my different characters. That is a 20.
That definitely hits.
All right, that is, wow, 14 damage.
All right, and with that, it is down to 2 tentacles.
Is this something that can trigger my held action?
Yeah, if you want to use your reaction, you certainly can.
Right.
Let's go, baby.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Right.
You attack the
All right.
same time as me.
Vivi is going to just mirror that action with his whip attack. I rolled a 5.
That,
Oh.
I rolled in D20.
yeah. Roll it on here on Foundry.
Let's
We'll just
let's
ignore that roll.
whip attack. Come on. Attack. Roll.
Yep. 12 does not hit.
No go.
As it goes, you just
Ah.
hit it solidly on the shell for no damage.
But I
And you
made a
just
nice
hear like
sound.
this ting sound as it hits.
But as it happens, you hear a little grunt from Vivi that is like typically like kind of an Artavan grunt, if you know what I'm saying. You know,
All right.
it's just a little more chipmunky.
So cute. Ah.
I just,
And
is Artavan offended?
that brings us to
Make a
Amelia's
roll.
turn.
All right. She is just going to go ahead and, from the safety behind the cart, shoot off a 2nd level magic missile.
Ooh.
So
This
it'll
one's a
be,
little weird.
Yeah, I just have to roll it, right?
Yeah.
You can just roll how many D4 and then do
Okay,
the
I
bonus
believe
of the
it's-
guaranteed.
You get an extra 1, so I'll do 4d4. Wow, look at all those ones.
Isn't it plus a couple guaranteed?
Yeah, it is.
Plus an extra, so plus 1
2.
for each. So,
Is it plus 2 because you cast 2nd level?
No, it just adds an extra dart.
Okay, so that's plus 4.
Yeah.
So that's 10 damage. So as it goes, you see the magic missiles go in, and as the magic missiles hit it, it gets absorbed into the shell. You see them coalesce, and then all the magic missiles fly back at you, Amelia, for 10
Oh!
force damage.
Oh, it doesn't take it at all?
Nope, it got a
No, it's
it
good.
got a 1 on the D6.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Yeah, these
It
guys are
has
special.
anti-magic shell. The snail has advantage on saving throws against spells, and any creature making a spell attack against a snail has disadvantage on the attack roll. If the snail succeeds on its saving throw against a spell or a spell attack misses it, oh, never mind. That doesn't happen because it's only if it misses.
Right?
Yep. So never mind. It takes the 10 damage.
I reversed that. That doesn't happen. I throw it back at him.
You just
and the darts blow up.
I Uno reverse card him. I just pull out the card.
And the darts blow up one of the flails, leaving it with only one.
Oh, that's cool. And then
Were you just playing ping pong with a flail snail?
well, I guess I was. I'll just chill back here because I don't want it to hit me. I'm holding concentration.
Ready. And then, Wayne, it is your turn.
All right, I am going to attempt to Ray of Frost it. But you said I roll with disadvantage?
Yep.
Here. Attack with a disadvantage. That's a 23 to
hits.
hit.
Yep.
Whoa! That's amazing.
That is 12 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10.
As the ray of frost goes and hits into it, you see it and then freeze over and then crumble, leaving behind an empty shell.
Yo.
And with that, combat has now ended.
Catch Cosmo, make sure she's okay, and she comes back.
How big are the
Doesn't
shells?
attack anyone.
They are massive.
Heavy.
These are large creatures, so we're talking maybe 4 to 5 times the size of Artavan in width.
And
I would definitely run up and take a lot of notes. Oh, we're missing Erica.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you are?
It's
Oh no!
Boop, boop.
there we go.
Hey-o.
You're back.
I am? Okay. I mean, on my screen, y'all are frozen, so hi, statues.
All right.
I would like to take the wings of the dragonflies as delicately as possible, cutting them up from the roots, because that material is probably very useful.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Can Amelia help? Because she was also interested in these
Yes.
these pretty wings.
I will
So,
give you guidance.
with advantage.
Guidance, help advantage, and bardic inspiration, if you please. So, what would I roll for this, please?
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Okay. So sleight of hand with advantage. I keep always forgetting to do this in Foundry. Skills.
Well, the checks can just be in D&D.
Yeah, it's
combat.
only when we're on the map. So the combat has ended, so you can go back.
Oh, okay. All right.
That
so
18 and 20 was really good.
I had a dirty
Yeah.
20 roll. Adding a 3 for bardic inspiration,
and a guidance.
3 and a 2 on the guidance, so 25 total.
25 total. You managed to get 4 completely intact wings. Oh, there
Heck
goes
yeah.
Erica. All right, but either way, as you collect the stuff, you make your way back onto the carts.
Yeah, Artavan also is very interested in the shells, how he saw them like absorb magic and do this weird stuff. So he is going to kind of like break some apart and take some scraps with him. On the off chance it might be a good anti-magic component for smithing.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll.
That's a natural 20.
All righty.
29.
Go ahead and roll damage.
That is 15 damage.
15. All right. I would say you managed to get with that I'd say you managed to break off a nice 2-pound plate of it.
Sounds good.
Right.
And then I would definitely take some notes on it. I want to try casting a spell at it. Does it still have that effect of absorbing the magic?
Oh, what are you casting on it?
Just shocking touch, shocking grasp.
As you do, it's just met with the dull stone. Doesn't seem like there's any energy left in it.
Okay. Interesting.
And with that, as you load up your new gear into the cart into the carriage with now ample storage space, that is where we are going to go on break. So we will be back in about 15-ish minutes, I would say. For player reference, be back at, I guess, 7:50, 52, 53, and then we'll continue from there. Right, we will be back in just a moment.
Sweet. Eric.
And we are back. So, with that, you have all... so you gathered the things, and you have set out back on the road, having cleared the way for you. Moving yet another space over. So for audience reference, from this space to this space. All right.
Gavin.
Yes.
So, one of the 2 jobs that we found on the job board was to clear the road on the trade route. Is that effectively what we're doing?
No, that is up
way
here.
up north.
That is up here.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Oh,
in
yeah.
a way, we kind of are, but
Did we even tell you guys what the jobs were? I'm sure we did. No, I don't think we did.
Let's tell him, Wayne.
Oh yeah.
Finishes
By
now.
the way, there was we grabbed several. I don't know why we forgot until now to bring this up, but there were several job postings to do along the way up to my
Yeah.
home.
I've got the jobs right here. I'm like looking through my bags. What the hell? Where did they go? And then like Princess runs up with the papers.
That's great.
Yeah. So there's one just saying beware of the spine. I forget what they're called. Spine shells in the steam fields to the northwest of the mountain. And then, which that will be directly in our path to the next job, which is in the Great Ravine. There is a mine inside of there, and they need some clearing. And then they'll pay us with some silver ingots, and if we do a good job, then we'll just receive a bonus as well. But it didn't list the bonus. And then
ears
also,
perk at the sound of silver ingots. Like that is. Yes,
it
please.
sounded nice, and so. With your blacksmithing and things like that, it sounded interesting, so we took that one.
Oh,
And
silver is very precious. That is actually a very good deal.
is it?
Mm-hmm.
And
I guess unless it's like dragons down there, but hopefully not.
and then also the trade route that we took from Spine Watch to Thornwald, it has monsters attacking it, and so they're asking people to go and clear it.
That does remind me. We also did hear about the Iron Reavers while we were at the apothecaries.
The Iron
That's
Arseholes.
Oh, remember them?
Yeah, they were on the other side of the mountain. Some with monsters. Remember what it was?
I wonder if they're hunting the spine shells like us.
It's possible.
yeah, they're investigating a camp of monsters on the north side of the volcano.
Ooh, what kind of monsters?
I just said monsters, nothing specific. There's a camp of them.
Wait, did
Oh,
you
but you
see
were-
them?
No, the apothecary lady mentioned it. That they came in 2 or 3 weeks ago and they bought out all of their stock before heading up there.
I completely forgot that they were in Ashwindale.
Oh, but Artavan did promise me a great retelling of them, Vivi, from you specifically.
Oh,
I did.
easily. Let's do it tonight. Yeah.
All right, right before bed. It'll be a good story.
And so as you travel on, the rest of the day goes on uneventful. You do see some more giant dragonflies here and there, but they seem to be keeping clear of you.
Told them, listen.
Till eventually I come to a stop. Unless you wish to push through the night, you can post up for the night.
Yeah, let's make camp. Let's make camp.
Right.
Probably post up behind a rock again, or ravine, or whatever we can find.
Something simple,
Plenty of
yeah.
those. Plenty of those around.
think while we're all kind of together, setting up camp, I think while we're carrying things, Artavan would just be asking he's a lot more open nowadays. He's more interested in others and actually has some curiosities and everything. Just asking questions so Wayne, what are some things you did growing up?
I read a lot of books growing up, and I would often go. I would often. I would play games with Bjorn a lot, and then I liked doing experiments and practicing and playing with my magic and learning how that was. And the cleric spells are kind of newer to me, the more divine magic, but it's really interesting and kind of fun to play with.
Well, I can speak for myself. I'm gonna try this again. Well, I know that your playing around with that little fancy divine magic has saved us more than once, so thanks for playing with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's also how I'm able to, when I can cast my book and quill. Most people can only cast the one, but I accidentally found a way to cast them both.
Interesting. Maybe you can show me a thing or two now that my magic's kind of been soft reset.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that, and then also I like to explore the mountainsides near my home as well. There was a small trading town and mining town at the base of one of the mountains. I would travel there, and that's where I would get more books from. There was a merchant who I had asked to get me some books, and he just kept on coming with more books.
Very interesting.
You said you read a bunch of books when you were growing up.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean about you today?
I like books.
And you're
Insight.
still...
A book lover.
Okay, all right, got it.
I'm suspicious.
But yeah, there weren't a lot of other kids in the cave. There was me and my siblings. There were a couple others, but I was never really close to them. Some of them were kind of mean to me.
Oh, Wayne, I'm just really curious. Every time you mention that you lived in a cave, it's probably because of, maybe I don't mean to look down on maybe where you lived, but a cave to me is 10 steps in and 30 feet up. Was it way bigger than that? Am I imagining this incredibly wrong?
A lot bigger.
Okay. An entire town fit inside of this cave?
Yeah, there's anywhere from 200 to 300 of us.
Okay, that's pretty large. It's a nice village. Okay. All right. I had to clarify. Every time you said it, I just imagined this small little place, and I didn't think that was right with the way you were talking about it.
Well, it's just kind of as we were there, I mean, you kind of broke into different families. So there was my family, but there were several other families, and when you're there for a long time, people get married, they have kids, and so on.
The more I hear about it, the more fascinated I become. It sounds very bizarre of a place.
I mean, it's just a cave. It's not that exciting, but it's a good-sized cave.
Yeah, most caves I've seen, I'm pretty sure I will be impressed, or find out that you're delusional. Either way, I think I'm in for the ride. It's gonna be a bunch of rocks with names inside of a small cave.
A bunch of pet rocks, googly eyes on them.
Grandma,
this rock
stop!
is my mom, and this rock is my dad. This rock is
No,
my
my mom
sister.
died.
Yeah, you better
broken
rock in
rock.
the backyard.
Yeah, there's just a half-buried rock. She died.
Just a pile of rubble.
No, I think you guys are gonna like my family.
Would you we talked a bit yesterday, or a couple days ago, about your family and everything. I had a couple questions. I don't know if you mind answering them in front of everybody.
I don't mind.
All right. They might be personal. I'm very curious, and I just want to make sure I'm understanding properly. So if they're mean, I don't mean to be.
That's okay.
So, growing up, did nobody ever tell you what your mother looked like? Or was she just kind of never talked about again?
Bjorn would tell me a little bit, and Uncle Darv would tell me a lot about her. Dad was always kind of out of the home. He was never really home. He was out doing work for Uncle Tony.
Oh, that was another question. Do you know what he did? Was he like a miner? Was he a trader? Or did he a monster
my dad?
hunter? Yeah.
He's a sorcerer like me.
All right, you can do lots of things with your magic. They never told you if he was going out hunting or I don't know, negotiating. There's just nothing really said about it.
I've never really asked, to be honest. All I know is that he was doing favors for Uncle Tony. I don't know what that would be, but he's been helping him a lot. Because Grandpa's the one who first found Uncle Tony, and so Grandpa was helping Uncle Tony a lot, and then Uncle Darv and Dad were helping Uncle Tony a lot too, and then Bjorn started helping, but then when everyone started going quiet, that's when he asked me to go and help too.
All right, so your Uncle Tony, is he
And Jaina.
related to you, or did he just kind of come into the family and you started calling him Uncle?
I just call him Uncle Tony. He's like my uncle.
All right.
But he's not my blood uncle.
Yeah, because you said that you only had your Uncle Darv and then your father was siblings, and those are the only. All right, okay.
Was he also a rock?
No.
No rocks.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, mentioning your Uncle Tony, this is you said he was locked up and that your grandpa helped him get out. What do you mean by locked up? Do you know what that meant?
Grandpa would sometimes tell us. He said he was locked away behind some kind of weird seal, and Grandpa accidentally found him because he had heard some rumors. He was out in the what is it called? The Badlands?
Blighted Lands.
Blighted Lands. There's some towns on the edge of the Blighted Lands, and there was rumors of some kind of monster. My grandpa, he was very curious, man. He loved to go exploring and answer questions and find out things and find out truths that no one else had ever seen before. And so he had heard rumors of some kind of crazy magic going on, and he stumbled across Uncle Tony, and he helped him get out, and he's been helping Uncle Tony ever since. And then now my family kind of helps him too.
All right. And you said you liked him. He was a good man, Uncle Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Did he ever tell you anything about himself, or is he secretive, kind of quiet as well?
He's really nice. I know he's really nice. I like him.
All right. Yeah, I trust you. Do you know his last name? Does he just go by Tony?
Tonathel. I don't know if that's his. And you kind of see him like, wait a second. I don't know if that's his last name or his first name. I just call him Uncle Tony.
All right. Is that name anything, Gavin?
Make a history check.
Okay. Please, please, please.
I'm gonna give your brain the help action.
Okay, I would love to get that, but too bad. 13.
13. Nothing really rings a bell. Only thing you know is, Tonathel is a figure in a more religious setting. in a more religious setting. So he's some sort of priest or cleric. But you didn't really study enough of the faith of Bahamut to really get a solid grasp. You just know that he's a high-ranking priest when it comes to the faith of Bahamut.
Interesting. All right. Lastly, do you know what the symbols on your grandfather looked like?
Yes,
do you have drawings of them?
I do. Do you want to see them?
See them? Yes, I'd love to.
Yeah, so, and then he would like start flipping through pages. So one day Grandpa came back and he was covered in these markings and he wasn't himself anymore. He kind of showed up at our front door and he was all bruised and battered and covered in these markings, and he's been rambling nonsense ever since.
What kind of nonsense? As she's like looking at it.
Gibberish to me. I don't recognize it at all.
Okay. Do you know? Can you describe the symbols to me, or do you not know?
I don't know. I just put symbols.
Okay. Okay.
they're like thick, almost like thick ink brush symbol kind of drawings.
Very jagged and pointy, kind of aggressive looking symbols.
Okay, and I wouldn't recognize them from anything.
At least not the Wayne's renditions of it.
Okay.
You can definitely discern that it is these are like runes or words of power in some way, so they are magical in nature, but you don't know what language, so it's more just how they're drawn. So you know it is of a magical origin, but that's about it. You don't know like what school of magic, the source of it, but it's formatted in a way that magical texts are usually formatted.
Yeah, so when he came back, that's when Bjorn decided that he wanted to go out as well to help. And so they've been out trying to figure out what's wrong with Grandpa and why it happened.
Do you know that these are like runes? These are magical. These symbols. You know that, right?
That's what I think. Yes. And the fact that
they are. Now you know for sure.
You see, like, flip to another page, circle are these runes magical? Circle it. All right. He goes back. Well, and that's kind of why I'm kind of focused on this cult, because Bjorn, he's very smart, and Uncle Darv is very smart as well, and they're both investigating this cult. And I think I don't know for sure, but I think it might have something to do with Grandpa. Because Grandpa was a very wise man, but he also had a problem with sticking his nose in places that he shouldn't go.
All right. Thank you. Some of those could have been personal, but thanks for answering.
Oh, I don't mind. Do you have any other questions?
Those are the only ones off the top of my head. I was most interested in your Uncle Tony. I know the name Tonethel was a sort of like high priest of Bahamut at one. I don't know when or what point, but he seems to be someone important historically.
He's the one who communicates to Bahamut for us. It's thanks to him and Bahamut that I'm able to cast some holier magic as well. When I left home, he gave me a blessing. And that's how I can also make those spectral wings. It's thanks to Bahamut and Uncle Tony.
Yeah, the magic feels different when you cast those. All right, I think I might think about this a little, but thank you.
And I find asking questions is a great way to learn more. I love learning. If you any of you think of any other questions or anything, I will come up with a list to ask you all as well. because I'm intrigued to know more about you guys as well.
I am fascinated, fascinated about this Uncle Tom of yours. This will be
Uncle
fun to-
Tony.
That's what I said.
Yeah, he's really
And I-
smart, really wise, and he's really nice.
Just really quickly, is it Darv, like D-A-R-V, or like a B?
Well, I call him Uncle Darb. Yeah.
Yeah.
D-A-R-V.
Okay, I've just been trying to figure out what it was exactly. Thanks.
Yeah.
And unless anybody has anything else they'd like to do or talk about in the night, you can go ahead and take a long rest and we can move to the next day.
Amelia. That's right, Amelia. I was going to tell you all about the iron arseholes.
Yes, tell me everything.
Let me tell you. And then as Vivi like starts into a rant, what happens next, I can only describe cinematically as like a montage of like little moments of Vivi saying the most insane things and doing all of these actions, and he's describing all of these events that have taken place with the Iron Reavers. But like everyone who is watching, you're sitting back in awe as Vivi is like ADHD to the max, like telling all of these stories that kind of don't make any sense at all. But you come away from it, Amelia, with the realization that basically these are just like another adventuring party / mercenaries that Vivi kind of like picked a fight with. And then eventually sort of won over some of the members of the group. But like most of the little montage is just insane shit of Vivi telling the most ridiculous stories that actually have nothing to do with them at all.
Well, I think Wayne would also be adding in. Tell her about the time you won the competition. Tell her about the time.
Yeah. The camera pans away. Some 80s music plays, and you see little vignettes of Vivi going like.
I know Amelia would just
digging furiously.
She would just she'd adoringly be watching this. She loves this part of Vivi. This is the
stories are
best.
insane. They're not really informative. You probably have to get all the real facts from Wayne and Artavan.
Yeah, like Wayne's trying to correct, and she's like, "I'll ask you later. Let's listen to Vivi's first."
I just like nod or shake my head.
By the end of it, Vivi is like exhausted because he's like physically exerting himself. And I sit down, and as I sit down, I like shake off some of the like the nervous energy, and I accidentally cast a spell. Gavin, it's called Tiny Servant.
So as you go and you see him shake off his hands a little bit, and as you go, you lean your hand over and kind of touch. Let's see, what would be around you? You set up your sleeping bag. So you touch the little hammer that Wayne helped you use to hammer the pythons in to make your little hammock up top. And as you do, you just see a bit on the wooden haft of the hammer kind of go, not realizing it. So the rest of you see this behind Vivi. Little splinters start to form on the wooden haft of the hammer. And then the wood forms a tiny set of arms, and then tiny set of legs as it goes, and the hammer just stands up.
Anyway,
gosh.
if I ever saw these Iron Reavers again, I'll tell you what I would do. I would give them a yeah, and then
Turn around.
I would noogie them.
Vivi, look!
Come up, look behind you.
What's wrong with Princess?
What? What are you talking about?
Turn. Make it 180. Do a 180.
I flip around.
And you just see the standing hammer just.
An inanimate hammer.
I love him.
I know it's magical. I don't know what it is.
I reach out to pet the hammerhead.
It kind of just leans into your palm a little bit.
Got a little hammer pet.
What kind of beast is that?
It's so cute.
Is that another elemental?
It's an elemental. Yeah. Wait, no. What's this? Who did this? Did you do
I think
this
you did.
yourself?
As you were telling your
didn't do it.
story, it just kind of appeared.
What? What?
I would love to take credit, but I know for sure it wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me, obviously.
I can only. Can you mute real quick?
Oh.
I can only conjure one thing, and I haven't even been able to do that. So, and it's a much larger than that. So it definitely wasn't me.
I didn't mean to do anything. I didn't know that was gonna happen.
It's a happy mistake, just like all of us.
It's
No,
Phoebe,
owning a hammer is
the
a big
happy accident.
responsibility.
You're incredibly talented. So it makes sense that you'd be able to do things like this over time.
what? I have a little walking hammer.
What does it eat?
Nails.
Nails. Probably nails.
Yeah. We need to get you some nails, little guy. And we need to find you a nice friend to go with you. Some nice friendly tools to go with you. And I pat the little hammer on his head.
He just sits down on the side of the cart, kicking its legs.
Yeah. I'm gonna call you Greg.
It just sits there, kicking its
Good,
legs.
strong name. I like it.
Hey Greg. What you feeling?
And with that weird chaos going, eventually sleep finds you all. And you move to the next day of travel. So, as you move along, eventually you start to hear this bubbling, just this deep rumbling
Wasn't me.
in the distance. And then you see geysers start to go up as you have now reached the acid fields.
Would I be aware of the geysers and
Yes.
they should not be? Okay, I
Yeah.
thought so.
Can I go touch it?
No.
Can we go ride it?
No.
So the
Probably wouldn't be a good idea.
Not without protection.
So Artavan, you know the best place to collect the acid to where it's not going to explode in your face. The less volatile acid is going to be in the center, kind of near the center of this geyser fields, as it gets pushed outward and then pressurized and then sent up. The still acid to collect is going to be kind of near the center. Now, this geyser field, it is safe enough to walk along. However, the carriage is too big to maneuver through the paths. However, there is a path along the outside that you can keep on going once your business is finished up.
Yeah, I think he would take everyone and kind of show them a little bit of what it is we're collecting and how he would do it. And
We
then
can
work
use
on-
Mage Hand as well, so you don't have to stick your hand in it.
That's so much smarter.
Yeah, I can use my telekinesis to just kind of move the bottle where we need it to be.
I I can use my
You guys
hand.
are so spoiled. Magic people.
It's more safe sometimes, and so you gotta take the option. But you can teach us how to gather it properly. That'll be useful.
I do so.
Montage.
How far
Yeah.
into the geyser fields do we need to go? Is it like, oh, it's right there within viewing
No,
distance, or is it like
it's several
it's
miles.
a hike?
It's a
Oh.
hike.
Okay. All right. Should we just leave Butte here? Probably hide him. All right, give him some meat, pet him. All right, you stay safe, buddy.
Maybe unhook him from the cart in case he needs to run.
Okay.
Very well. Let us go.
Do that, and I would just give him the command of stay close but stay safe. I don't know if he understands, but hopefully he does.
He just looks at you and
Good boy.
all right. So, as you
Real quick,
oh yeah.
just as a safety measure, I'd like to cast Animal Friendship on Butte, just for that extra measure of safety that he doesn't decide to wander off.
Okay.
DC 15 Wiz for Animal.
I'm gonna whistle and say, "Fail."
Yeah, no.
Accept
No.
it willingly. No, I'm just kidding.
Did he pass or fail?
He failed. He failed very
Oh,
very
so-
much.
so just reassuring him, just asking him to stay here. That one little extra measure make me feel good. That's all.
I'm just trying to find like a. All right. So as you're going, a lot of the plant life is desolate from this area. You are seeing some more of the giant dragonflies, but they're not doing anything to you yet. They're kind of eyeing you from perches.
Does this just like look like Yellowstone with a lot of like the sulfur color and things like that, or is it still like the ashy gray? Or
It's still ashy gray, like the solid slate stones, but the water itself, yeah, it's this bright sulfur looking.
the yellows and blues and all
yeah.
that?
Yeah, mostly predominantly like a cyan green. And as you start walking along, who is walking up ahead?
Probably Artaban.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
Artavan, and who is right behind him?
Okay, and then I'll be.
Yeah, I was like, me! all of us want to be by Artavan.
All of us are right
Basically, I want two of you. I want two of you to make a perception check. I just want to know Artavan and who else.
Vivi.
All right, Artavan and Vivi, give me perception checks.
Nat 1.
All right.
Well,
Oh, Oh, no.
12. In the distance, Artavan, kind of through the steam and the falling ash, you see a mound of something in the distance, just a pile of something. You just see it make out its silhouette.
it's definitely like abnormal and kind of sticks out a little
Yeah, it's not rigid like the stones here.
bit. Okay. I think he would kind of like raise his hand a little bit and just be like, I think there's something strange up ahead. You see that? Strange mound. Could
Is
be
it a creature?
Is it familiar?
All I see is a completely regular looking mound.
We've got to trust Artavan, Vivi. It must be something.
it's a mountain fight. Yeah.
Do you not see the perception
It's
check
there.
above my head? Would it be anything that would be like recognizable if Artavan like thinks back, or is this just
No, this is just something that is sticking out in the environment. It's not moving in any way, shape, or form.
just be on guard and let's approach cautiously? Could be anything.
Right. As you get closer,
I want to cast Fortune's Favor on, let's see, I'll do it on BV and Wayne as, like, just in cases.
Remind me what that does again. It's just a reroll on a d20.
Yeah, any D20. You can just reroll, and you get to choose the one you want.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yep. So, as you approach, you see more of the shape come into view. What you're seeing is a pile of something. Now, as you get closer, the stench of it finally hits you. And you look and you see discarded flesh and softened bones that seem to be wyvern bones, such as the wyverns that roost along the mountain. Just cut into pieces, mulched into a pile of decaying, rotting, and chemically melting flesh. The bones are barely have any structural integrity, are a step away from being sludge. And it's just a pile of this steaming pile. And as you get close, you also see what looks to be what used to be a small shack. A building that has been melted down to its very foundation.
That's why we don't want to touch it.
I don't know if the geysers
Ew.
did that.
It's kind of gross.
Maybe you should take this, Artavan, and she's gonna hand the acid resistance potion to you.
Just in case, I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay.
Oh.
What do you
I'm
do?
also gonna do mage armor.
I'm going to equip my shield and spear so I have 18 armor instead of 16.
Good idea. Yeah.
Ah.
And we'll, I guess, continue cautiously.
Okay.
Can I look around to see if there's any, like, tracks? Like,
Make a perception check.
And take a guidance from me.
Plus...
I'm gonna
that is a 15.
You see just small footprints in the ash that go around the corner of a large boulder. Look like human footprints.
I would point that out to you guys.
Does it look relatively fresh, or kind of rode it over a little?
Wrote it over a little.
Okay, well, let's
We go take a look.
see if they died that way. Yeah,
Very
so let's follow the tracks. If we find a body, it could kind of shed an insight on maybe what happened.
All right.
And then while we're doing it, while we're going up, I'm just going to ready a ray of frost in case something big and scary is going to try to attack us, because he's very nervous.
I'll hide behind Artavan. I'm just gonna like use him as a shield, essentially.
Right.
And I'm just gonna shadow Artavan, pretending to be brave, but really Vivi's knees are like knocking together.
This was gonna be at Artavan's side.
So
She's not hiding.
as you round the corner of this boulder, and you're walking in between geysers, it's like land bridges between exploding pools of acid. And as you go, you see another near mulchified skeleton, but this one of a humanoid. As you see it kind of sprawled out on the ground, no evidence of any flesh or innards having ever been there. Just what's left, a few scraps of robes, the skeletal remains, and a pristine book in its grasp.
I want to
And
read
look
the
at
book.
Wayne. No, wait, I
I want
want
a book. I want to mage hand grab it.
I'll try to. No, I'll let you have it. I'm not that petty.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I want to mage hand grab it.
Okay. As you grab it, the mage hand brings it over to you. The draconic mage hand places it in your hands.
Does it? Well, I was gonna say before it does that, I want to do a visual inspection to make sure it doesn't look like it's all like acidy or like something.
It
wrong
looks
with
like it looks like it has a little bit of acid damage on it, but it looks like no acid has gotten on. No active chemicals are on it.
Oh, okay. So does it have like a title or anything?
No. It looks to have a like in the shape of a teardrop, but it's like green.
I'll use prestidigitation to try and like clean it as he's like reading to see if that clears anything to make it easier to read.
It's not open.
You clear the ink.
As you do it, no, there is no writing on it.
Interesting. So it's just an empty book.
No, just on the cover.
Oh, on the cover. On
yeah.
the cover. Okay.
The book
The
is
teardrop.
latched shut, and you see a little keyhole.
Oh. Can I look? Does someone want to approach the body with me? I want to
I was gonna.
investigate the body to see if there's a key.
I was going to say, does like the footsteps look like he was running, or is it like
Oh,
close
yeah.
together?
Oh yeah, he was running. It looked like he fell onto it.
Right. It definitely doesn't look like this was caused by, a geyser. Looks like he was trying to flee from something. So keep your ears peeled, and let's approach the body and see if we can inspect anything. Yeah, but Artavan's constantly like looking around, like at everything other than the body, mostly.
Okay.
I
Still
investigate
just the dragonflies perched. Of what you can see so far. Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Vivi, can you help me? I'm not very good at searching through bodies. Very good.
Oh,
You might know like which pockets to look at and stuff.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's do it together, love.
Do you want to roll one and I'll roll one, or?
Just do it with advantage. I think, right, Gavin?
Yeah.
Your call. Sorry.
Yeah, it's your guys' call. You can either both roll one, or you can have one of you roll with advantage.
Go ahead, Amelia.
Kind of imagine that Cosmo and Artavan are like circling around, like looking outward, just being that circling.
I'm just
I
here
am
to
trying
be
to
a meat
open
shield.
the book.
Yeah.
What's funnier than 24?
25.
Oh.
69.
All right. So as you go, you carefully pick around bones, and then kind of underneath it a little bit, you see a pocket remained relatively intact, and you pull out this somewhat eroded key, but it still looks functional. But as you pull it away, the bones just kind of dissolve into mush. It's like melted ice, that kind of slush, except of marrow.
She holds back a gag. Like, okay, prestidigitates the key just in case.
I hold her hair back from her
Yeah.
gag. There.
Cosmo's just like, oh, that's interesting.
She's just like, she'll stand up immediately, just kind of back away, just like, okay, just not think about that. And then she will hand the key to Wayne.
And you turn around and you see him like with his teeth on the lock.
Wayne, that is a
Sorry.
book. She'll give it to you.
I'm gonna try to unlock it.
It works, yeah. Latch comes undone.
And I open
Wait,
it.
well,
to read
oh,
it.
okay. I was gonna say, what if it's trapped? Oh well.
And as you look at it,
Too late.
it seems to be written in some sort of code. However, Amelia, as you look at it, you know exactly what this is. This is a wizard's spellbook.
Oh, Wait, give me.
Wait, I'm still trying to read it.
I can read it. Let me give it
You
to
can
me.
read it? Is it Elvish? It doesn't look
No.
like Elvish.
No, it's
No,
magic.
You
It's
know
magic.
you know the formulas. You know that.
So this spell here, this is like a prestidigitation. You see the notation here going. She just starts
Alright.
talking about all the little like lines.
How
that
are
they
you
need.
seeing this? I don't get it.
All right. So
Here.
Studying.
Hand it
Thank
to
you.
you.
Oh.
there are 3 cantrips in this. There is a cantrip that's right. You can't add cantrips to your spell list. I don't think. I think it has to be first or higher.
Just tell me for
Wait,
fun so we can
yeah.
see what's in it.
So there is infestation, poison spray, and mending.
Yeah,
Okay.
and if I'm not mistaken, they can be added. It's just that you still have to pick what is prepared each day.
No, cantrips are a bit weird for wizards. We'll have to look at
Yeah.
it later.
Yeah. It's very different.
But the first spells and on, yes, it worked like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And then there is also grease in there.
Ooh, that'll be
So
so
good.
useful.
Absorb elements.
Ooh.
Ooh, fancy.
And then there is also and the last one in there is Melf's Acid Arrow.
Ooh. That's the second level, I think. Ooh. Okay. And I'm guessing there's probably other spells that she might know in there too. Those are just the
No,
ones that stand out.
that is the
That's it?
that is it. You get this is very relatively amateur kind of work. What the rest of the book is filled with is notes, lists of chemicals, including ingredients like pound of wyvern flesh,
Ooh.
here and there, mixtures and stuff. But most of it is scribbled out, ripped out, smudged. Most of it is illegible.
Ooh,
I
you
just
might-
checked. You cannot do cantrips. It's just first
Okay.
level or higher.
That's suspicious.
That's fine. Wade, you probably can read these notes at the end. They're just normal handwriting. But this stuff, probably not. So she'll show you like the formulas and the mixtures and things.
I've done a lot of experimenting and random crap over the years. Does anything look familiar to me, or is it just random?
Make an Arcana check.
Wayne and Amelia are just like super giddy over this book.
Right? This is 22. Yeah, a 22.
22. This is this seems to be a relatively unique procedure to it. It seems to involve like chemistry and surgery infused with magic. So there's no like specific insert spell here kind of a thing. It just seems to be rituals and obscure rituals and chemistry.
Now, does it seem to have like a certain nature about it, as far as like, this is like necromancy and work kind of a thing, or is this?
I just no.
Okay, cool.
Ooh, Amelia like holds it. She's like, as soon as I have some nice paper and ink, I can copy these into my book, or attune to my book, I suppose, in this sense.
Wait, so you can learn other people's spells? That's interesting.
Yeah, I can learn almost any spell as long as I have the resources for it.
I grew up around a lot of sorcerers, but you're one of the first wizards I've ever really gotten to actually know.
It's a little different because we learn through study, so all of the notations and stuff, that's how I'm able to cast and learn how to do what I know.
But Wayne reads lots of books. Isn't that the same thing as study?
I'm sure Wayne could be a wizard if he wished, but it seems he was already born with natural innate abilities.
But he reads all them books and then he has the magic spells. Isn't Wayne a wizard?
No, I'm more like a sorcerer. My grandpa, he was born with magic, and it kind of passed down through him. Not everyone in my family has it, though. Bjorn
So-
wasn't born that way.
So you're saying Amelia earned her magic, you just got given it with a silver spoon in your baby mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you have to argue that way, I was also blessed with a station that allowed the greatest of tutors, and I was able to cast spells within my first year of life, so...
And I
So
still had to do a
Amelia-
lot of learning on my own of
Amelia
how
is
to
the-
use it.
Privileged upper class who still earned her magic, whereas you were just born with it.
It is very annoying, I will say that he can just do things, but it's very rewarding having to
But
learn
I mean, I
and
also
study.
earned a blessing from Uncle Tony to do extra magic. But I do a lot of testing and practice. Just because I can feel the magic doesn't mean I just know how to cast it. It still have to practice.
All right, you get a pass.
It's like you cast magic, but it's different.
Yeah, your magic is crazy. You just like sing or play something and bam, out of nowhere, this creation happens.
I just see music. I just see the music and I just play it.
And that is a gift
Or
that
I
I...
hear it. Yeah.
Hey, Cosmo does magic too. We don't know how that happens, but it does.
She's got tattoos.
Magic tattoos.
Yeah! That's me! I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm just... it happens. I'm not even conscious of it.
Seems pretty
I've only
convenient
ever
and very
been-
nice.
I've been conscious for it one time. Kind of. Really cool, actually.
All right.
You've got magic too, Audie. Don't worry, you're not left out.
Well, it's
Yeah.
up for debate now, so we'll see.
So yeah, all right, and that is all you find. That is all you find currently in this area. You are approaching. You are approaching the center of the fields where it coagulates and remains in a less volatile state.
All right, let's try and be quick. Get this and get out.
Just point and we will fill up the bottles.
So, as you approach, make another perception check.
Who? Me? Who?
Who's in front?
Audubon.
Artavan, and who else? Who wants to do it with him?
Cosmo's up there with him.
Yeah, because I'm by
Yeah.
his side, not
That's what's
behind
up.
him. I'm another meat shield.
Hmm.
Oh boy. Perception?
I'll give you guidance on it.
I have advantage on perception thanks to my
Nice.
shield. Guidance, which means plus D4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 18,
Nice. I got a dirty 20.
which is great,
As
considering I
you
only have one eye.
as you go, you kind of see off in the distance, maybe like, I don't know, about. It was kind of hard to see from certain angles, but you see two sleeping with that high. You can look through the haze and the fog, and you see two sleeping figures that seem to used to be giants. You see them, they seem to be sitting leaned up against the walls, sleeping. The giant dragonflies are still perched.
Giant and
And-
dragon is not what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, giant dragonflies are still perched.
A dragon
And-
flies.
and you see they have great clubs next to them. But with a 20 and an 18 on perception, as you're kind of walking past this land bridge, and then you notice a ripple in the acid pool next to you. And as it does so, you start to hear a very loud droning sound
No.
as the dragonfly's wings are starting to beat. The dragonfly's wings are starting to beat louder and louder, making this insanely loud humming noise as they begin to scatter. Most of them begin to scatter.
Oh yeah, in battle position.
And
How far are we from them?
I'll get in the middle of everybody.
And because you got that high on a perception check, you don't get a surprise round on you.
Yes. Also,
Good job,
what?
As let me go like this and activate it and go to the battle map. As you see this
I regret-
massive, blubbery,
No.
overweight figure with horns and a head of a wyvern burst out from the acid.
Oh
Just
gosh.
strands of hair hanging from its head as pair of horns.
Ew.
Oh my.
Kill it.
As the two giants also get up from the noise. And it
Oh,
lets out
gosh.
this. And that's where we're going to end it today. Let me just get a nice zoom in on this lovely,
Well
lovely
done,
creature.
good sir. Well done.
Ew.
A lot of it. A lot of built-up tension to that. That was.
Oh my gosh,
So
that was.
dare
nasty.
you.
All right. Thank you all
had my-
so much for watching. This was a lot. This was a lot of fun for me. We're back on the road.
On the road again.
Yeah,
Just can't wait.
we will
No
pick
more
this-
Texas. Go.
Yeah, we will pick this up right where we left off as soon as the in just in 2 weeks where we will get it. Yep, you gotta wait till next time. Sorry, Vampy Unicorn. But at least you got the flail snails earlier.
Yeah.
However, thank you all so much for tuning in and watching, and thanks in advance to everyone who watches this later once we get it uploaded over onto YouTube. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, follow all the social media stuff, all the buzzwords that you use for that, and support us on Patreon. You get a bunch of really cool benefits that when you go and check us out, you can see, such as early access to content as well as discounts on merch. And yeah, actually, I think that's about everything. Make sure to check out mine and Andrew's personal Twitch streaming channels. I am g.va. Andrew is Special Sauce. We stream just our random games. And I'll probably be streaming something tonight once I recover from this. But we will see you all in the next stream. So, thank you all. You have a fantastic night, and bye-bye.
Bye.